who I had.
They shook up the lineup a little bit. She's sick. She's sick, so she's not here tonight. She's starting. She didn't even play one game this year. She's starting. Sammy and Renata and Clara. So Amara and Eden are not starting.
Thank you.
I'm just getting over modulation, so I'm turning you guys down a little bit. You can turn this up if you need to. Okay.
So far in the 2022 campaign, things have been pretty good for Southeast of Saline basketball as they have both, boys and girls, gotten off to 3-0 starts and both ranked in the top 10 in the state of Kansas in Class 3A. Hi everyone, welcome into Southeast of Saline Gymnasium. We're in the Purple Palace tonight for a doubleheader of Southeast of Saline basketball. Tonight, stepping out of league play in the NCAA against the Abilene Cowgirls and Cowboys. Last Friday night, Southeast of Saline able to go on the road in Beloit and get their first league win of the season. Also their first road victory of the season. On the girls' side, it was 59-29 the final score. Southeast of Saline forced a running clock early on in the fourth quarter. Their big lead of 33 points still held water, though, towards the end of the game. They lock up a 30-point win and move to 3-0 on the season, now 1-0 in league play. That win for Southeast of Saline big because they're only going to play 2 league games before the holiday break. They still have Sacred Heart around the corner coming up on Monday next week, the 19th of December. In between then and now, though, is Hillsboro on Thursday night and tonight's games against the Abilene Cowboys and Cowgirls. The Cowgirls come in 0-3 on the season, while the Cowboys come in also state-ranked in Class 4A. When we come back, we'll preview this matchup even more as we go countdown to tip-off. It's brought to you by L&L Advisors. We're 17 minutes away from tip of the first game of the night. It's the Cowgirls and the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans. We'll be back here on Countdown to Tip-Off. After this timeout, it's a 3-minute timeout here on Countdown to Tip-Off, brought to you by L&L Advisors for a doubleheader of Southeast of Saline basketball right here on KINA. back here on campus of Southeast of Saline. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel, Brian Dennett on live stream video that will be available right now on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you by Smart Insurance with offices in Abilene, Salina, and Harrington. Everyone at Smart Insurance wishing you and yours a very happy holidays. Well, Russ, we come into the, again, non-league portion of the schedule here on the girls' side. Let's look at Southeast of Saline first. You got your first look at the Lady Trojans in Beloit on Friday night. And, boy, the way they started that game, I don't know how you can draw it up any better, especially when you're looking at outside shooting efficiency. Southeast of Saline just simply set the nets on fire in the girls' game. They were up 21-4 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, 7 threes in the first quarter, just 7 for 9, an incredible number, and the best way you can probably start a game. I mean, it doesn't hurt their percentage at 45.3% from behind the arc all year, and you come into a game against an Abilene team who is, the numbers are there, but you don't know if the skill level, a lot of youngsters on this roster coming up, new coach for Abilene, so kind of up in the air what could happen tonight.
Yeah, this Abilene Cowgirl squad is an interesting one. Not only do they have a new head coach in Sean Herman, and let's be honest, Sean is a Abilene legend. He went through and just really had a very, very nice high school career, ended up at Emporia State, was an All-American at Emporia State. But this girls team is a project. They have really been decimated over the last few years, and this is a team that was very, very good and a regular participant in the state tournament in Class 4A. But the last couple of years, they've seen a lot of girls drop off the roster. Now that Sean Herman is back at the helm, they've seen some of those girls come back, and that's good and it's bad. It's good that they're back out and they're playing basketball, but it's bad that they have not played in 1 or 2 years for whatever reason. So now those girls are back. You're trying to get them back in the mix, and you have seniors and juniors that may have not have played over the last year or two. Yeah,
you're exactly right. And you know, there's a matchup in this game as we kind of go through the rosters, and later you'll go through the starters, and a matchup that I kind of want to watch. And really a young lady that took my eye last week, in Abigail Pearson, in the way she played and her physical presence down low at just a freshman. And then you flip over to Abilene's side, and Clara Danifer, you talk about the ones who went out, didn't go out, and now are back. She's a force on the inside, so it will be something that Southeast Saline will have to contend with all night long.
As you said, Southeast of Saline, when we put the wrap-up on them and get them ready here for tonight's game, they are a team that's shooting 45.3% from behind the three-point line in all 3 games combined. They started out, they were 7 of 10 in the first quarter against the Beloit Trojans on the road.
Yeah,
I mean,
tough environment.
that is impressive right there. But now you come back home and you play a game. So far you haven't had any games but one road game, although you did split a home game at K-Dub between there and here. So it's been an interesting season so far for Southeast of Saline. The Lady Trojans, though, today, according to the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association, did move from number 9 to number 5 in Class 3A on the girls' side. The boys retained their number 1 spot, as they have done nothing to make anybody think they're not the number 1 team in Class 3A so far. And this is just kind of 2 teams now. You wonder how far they can go. You wonder how far they can keep it moving. Tonight will be a challenge for the boys. It will also be a challenge, though, I think, for the girls, just because they are stepping up a classification. They're going from 3A to 4A. Of course, in 4A, your talent pool should be larger. You should have bigger, better, faster, stronger type of deal. We'll see if that plays out here as we are about 10 minutes away from tip-off. When we come back on Countdown to Tip-Off, it's brought to you by L&L Advisors. We will talk more about this contest and get you ready for starters and the tip. It's an area matchup between Southeast of Saline and the Abilene Cowgirls. Another 3-minute timeout. Back with more after this on KINA. It sounds horrible.
It sounds fried, and I can't really do anything. It's probably if we could turn this down some, but you guys lose your head.
That's okay.
That's okay right there.
Yeah. Even right there, I can hear a little
I
bit.
can still hear. That's fine.
Welcome back to Southeast of Saline High School. Tonight's site of 2 games. We have a doubleheader of Southeast of Saline basketball tonight as Southeast of Saline is hosting the Abilene Cowgirls. Other games going on tonight as we take a preview of the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Let's first look at the NCAA schools and see what they're doing this evening. Beloit is at Republic County. Minneapolis is at Ellsworth, and Berrien Academy is in Salina to take on Sacred Heart. Other games in the area, Chapman plays Wamego tonight, Bennington against Lakeside, Arc City against Salina Central, Center at Solomon, Salina South is in the Salt City to play Hutchinson, Ellenwood and El Saline hooking up in Brookville, and Smoky Valley playing at Heston tonight. There's area schools and some area games that we will keep you updated on. Of course, you can keep updated on all area sports on SalinaPost.com and also on Twitter at @SPostSports. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here at Southeast of Saline. Getting ready for this one. About 5.5 minutes away. Let's go over starters for the Abilene Cowgirls. As you mentioned, Russ, in the onset, Clara Danifer, the 6-foot junior. She's a lefty, and she's the leading scorer so far. It's not even close for the Abilene Cowgirls. Clara averaging just a tad under 20 points a game. She scored 25 in their opener, had a really nice game in the second game of the season, but broke her toe in that game. She has been on the shelf. It was questionable whether she would play tonight or again before the holiday break. And she is active. She has gotten clearance. She is in the starting lineup tonight for the Abilene Cowgirls. Also, Renata Hintz, a 5'7 sophomore, athletic sophomore. She is in the starting lineup tonight, along with 5'5 junior Sammy Stout. Aiden Bruna, a 5'7 junior, gets her first start of the season, as does Zoe Debenham, a 5'4 junior. That is your starting lineup tonight for the Abilene Cowgirls. They come in under the direction of first-year head coach Sean Herman at his first high school coaching job, and so far the Cowgirls are off to an 0-3 start. Their average is not good either. They average 31 points scoring on offense while giving up 54 points on defense. For Southeast of Saline, they are under the direction of Shauna Smith, also Steve Reedy, the assistant for the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans, who come in 3-0 on the season. They are 1-0 in league play. And they will start Brielle Potachik, the 5'4 junior, off to a good start here in her third campaign as a varsity player. She is averaging 10 points a game, also 1.5 rebounds and 1.5 assists. Brielle leads the team in three-point shooting at 54%. Lexi Jacobson coming off of a career high against Beloit on Friday night. The 5'7 junior poured in 15 points against Beloit. She is now averaging 10.5 points per game and 4 rebounds. 7 of those rebounds have come on the offensive end. Maddie Harris, a 5'5 junior, is averaging 7.5 points per game, also 4 rebounds. She leads the team in assists. Reagan Getz, a 5'8 senior, averaging 12 points per game. She leads the team in scoring, also grabs 3.5 rebounds and an assist per contest. And rounding it out, fellow senior along with Getz is Avery Castleman. The 5'6 senior is averaging 4 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists per contest. So far, Southeast of Saline is outscoring their opponents by 15 points a game. The Lady Trojans average 52 points a game while giving up 37 points a game. That victory in Beloit on Friday night extended their league winning streak to 27 consecutive games. Just about ready for this one. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with the tip for you. It's the Abilene Cowgirls and the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans from the Purple Palace outside of Gypsum here on KINA. Just 3 games left before the holiday break for Southeast of Saline, and they're going to come in a hurry here tonight against Abilene, on the road Thursday against Hillsboro, then on the road in Salina on Monday, 6 days from today, against the Sacred Heart Knights. Let's first start out with this game, of course, here against the Abilene Cowgirls, and lean on Russ Kossel for our new image audio, Keys to Success. Russ, it's an interesting matchup. I know you and I have talked quite a bit, really because of all sports that go on. These two teams very, very close, about 35 minutes apart. When you go down Highway 4 and then take that little road there on it, however you want to come, through Gypsum or down Kip Road. But there's no reason that we believe that these two teams shouldn't play each other every single year. And this basketball matchup has become a fun one.
Yeah, and last year, you called it last year in Abilene. You know, I was there to watch this game, and both of them, the girls and the boys game, both very competitive. They always have been. But I think your new image audio, Keys to the Game, and I think it's no secret when you went over the starters for Abilene, I think you got to contain Clara Danifer. I mean, she is an outstanding young player and averaging 20 points a game, and the team's only averaging close to 30. So I think that's the big one right there. You got to contain number 20.
Clara Danifer, very active on both ends of the floor. She is a very good rebounder and a second chance points opportunist. She is also left-handed, which can give some teams some problems as they go to guard, especially down in the lower block. I thought that's one thing that Southeast of Saline did a good job with Friday night against Beloit. They had a couple taller post presence inside, and Beloit really didn't do a good job of getting those girls the ball inside. I think Abilene will do a better job doing that with Clara Danifer. But Southeast of Saline, for what it's worth, between Lexi Jacobson, Avery Castleman, and also Abigail Pearson off the bench, they did a good job defending the bigs.
Yeah, and Abigail Pearson sticks out in my mind. The physical presence that she had last week in the painted area, not only on defense but on offense as well, going and getting the ball, rebounding the ball, real aggressive, and I think that's what you're going to have to be, as these teams are fairly size-wise about the same. You know, a couple 6-footers on each game, and then everybody about 5'7", 5'8". So I think you create turnovers, don't turn the ball over, and just take smart shots.
Of course, we always want to thank our sponsors helping us bring you Southeast of Saline Sports here on KINA, and also online, live stream video on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you by Smart Insurance. Also, Sage Products, Phillips Seed Farms, and Bank of Tesket, along with Roselawn Memorial Park. Doubleheader of basketball here between the girls and the guys, Southeast of Saline and Abilene. Abilene will come out. They will be wearing their orange jerseys trimmed in white. Southeast of Saline will be wearing their home white jerseys, once again trimmed in purple. Waiting on starters to give high fives to the student body and also have their last timeouts. Before we get this one ready to go, as you view it on SalinaPost.com, the Southeast of Saline bench will be on the left, Abilene on the right. As we get ready to go, Shauna Smith will have final instructions for her team. Sean Herman, the same for his starting 5 that are out there on the floor right now. Rather lengthy time here for both coaches with their teams. Finally, the official blows his whistle as he is asking them to come out and be present on the floor. Lexi Jacobson will step into the center circle. She will jump it up against Clara Danifer. A couple of juniors here to go at it as we get ready to start this one. Should be a good one. I'm glad you're along for tonight's broadcast here. Southeast of Saline basketball against the Abilene Cowgirls. Danifer wins the tip. It goes out to her right-hand side. It will be picked up by Abilene. Sammy Stout throws a pass over to the left-hand side of the offense. They get it to Danifer, who's double-teamed in the corner, and she will make a pass towards the basket. It bounces on the baseline, and it's a turnover for the Abilene Cowgirls. Look for the Southeast of Saline team to try to speed Abilene up and force their guards into mistakes here in this basketball game. Here comes Maddie Harris up across the timeline. She'll play it on the right-hand side to Southeast of Saline's offense. Reagan gets on a drive. Left her runner a little bit short off the front of the rim. They're on the side baseline, and it will come off on an Abilene turnover. Now another force inside. This one trying to go in down low to Bruna. That's going to be slapped out of there, and another turnover for Abilene. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Cowgirls. Here's Getz again driving, and she's going to be smacked ball and face, and she will go to the free throw line and try to get 2 free throws. It's our first foul of the game, and it goes against the Abilene Cowgirls. Renata Hintz, the first foul of the game. Send Reagan Getz to the free throw line. Her first free throw is up and good. Reagan's been off to a good start so far here this season. It's her senior campaign, and kind of see her on a gradual incline over the last couple of years, especially the second half of her junior year last year. She was really good after the Sterling tournament. Started at the tournament and then just continued on through the season. 1-0. Getz gets the first free throw, misses the second. Abilene now will try a three-pointer on the left-hand side, and that splashes home. Three-pointer up and good by Renata Hintz. Here's a shot now by Southeast that's no good. Getz, though, with the rebound. Here's another drive on that right-hand side. And Reagan Getz gets the basket to go. Boy, Reagan is very, very active over there on that right wing. 3-3 now, our score. Southeast led momentarily after a Getz free throw. Abilene hit a 3, and then Getz came back with a 2 to tie it up. We are all knotted up at 3 points apiece. Now Abilene's shot will hit the backboard and bounce off. It will come back to Southeast of Saline with about a minute and a half in. 3-3 our score. Maddie Harris will bring it up. She'll come across the SES logo and the timeline at midcourt. A little ball fake up high to Jacobson. Now she'll go to the left-hand side of this Trojan offense. Now back to the right-hand side. They get it to Jacobson, down deep. Had 3 Cowgirls in front of her. She'll rise up, shoot, leave it short. And Abilene has the possession coming back the other way.
That was a great shot, just short-armed it right there. Southeast is going to get an Abilene turnover, but a great job getting the ball inside, get up, a nice, easy 4-footer, just short-armed it a little bit, get up and go over the top.
Stout brought the ball down the floor, passed it to the right-hand side, and it's knocked out of bounds by a teammate. That is the 3rd turnover for Abilene here in the first 2 minutes of the game. 3-3. Maddie Harris with it, struggling now with pressure. Hintz all over her. Now she'll play it up to Brielle Potacik near the timeline. Brielle wants to take a little bit of a drive. Hesitation dribble. She's going to lose the defender, and that's a big-time move by Brielle Potacik for 2.
Yeah, that was a great move by Brielle. A little hesitation dribble, blow right by the defense, and did a good job of stopping short and pulling up and doing a little floater.
Abilene now being forced out near the timeline. Avery Castleman coming out. She's going to lead the point on this 1-3-1 trap. They try to get it inside. It is going to be out of bounds as Bruno was the target, and the 4th turnover for the Cowgirls her early on. Southeast of Saline doesn't have a turnover yet. The turnover count after the first 2.5 minutes, Russ, is 4-0. The Southeast only has a 2-point lead to show for it.
Yeah, it's like the only difference is last week every shot that Southeast was making was a 3. So create turnovers, but you got to finish shots.
Potacik with it. She's going to come around the perimeter. Now pass it off to Reagan Getz. She'll unleash a 3 that's no good. Jacobson saves the rebound for Southeast of Saline. Out to Castleman on her first touch. Getz inside, steps through the defenders, can't get it to go, and there's the long arms and the left hand of Clara Danifer bringing in the rebound. She'll play it on the outlet now to Sammy Stout, who will bring it back the other way for Abilene. 5-3 is our score, 3 minutes into this one. Pass down into the post. It was Danifer this time, feeding Renata Hintz, and she has all 5 of Abilene's points.
And I think if you're Abilene, the ball has to go through number 20 every time down the floor. Her vision is great. She sees the floor well.
Gets with it now. She'll play it high post to Jacobson. Lexi thought about it. Now she'll kick it out beyond the three-point line to Brielle Potacik. Here's Castleman on a drive. She'll drive the defender. Deflected. Castleman gets it back. Now she's stuck down low. And a reaching foul called here on Hintz. That's a big foul for Abilene. That is their only score so far, and Hintz has just picked up her 2nd foul.
Yeah, and kind of got stuck in the middle of no man's land down there, behind the basket in that short corner area. You don't want to pick up your dribble there, but luckily to get bailed out by a foul.
2nd team foul also on Abilene. Zoe Debenham will come in. Also Amara Johnson, it looks like, will replace Hintz. Here's a turnover by Southeast there first off the inbounds play. Over to the left-hand side now with the basketball is Debenham. She'll swing it around, ends up in front of the Southeast student body on the right-hand side of the Cowgirl offense. Danifer with it high post. She's getting a lot of attention now from Abigail Pearson, who has checked into the game. Also Addison Rohr into the game as well for Southeast of Saline. Halfway through this first quarter, and a lob pass by Danifer looking inside. That'll be the 5th Abilene turnover as it sails out of bounds on the baseline.
Yeah, and that's the matchup you want to watch, Abigail Pearson and Claire Danifer on the defensive side, and see if Abigail can contain her early.
Southeast of Saline has it back. Pearson with a drive. Double teamed there by Cowgirls. The loose ball taken by Rohr. Out to Castleman. She'll launch a 3. That won't go. Rebound by Pearson. Now she'll try a 3-pointer along the baseline, and that'll be good to go for Abigail Pearson. Her first 3 and Southeast of Saline's first tray of the night.
And maybe not one we saw get a 3 in Beloit. About the only one that didn't get a 3-pointer last week.
I think maybe Pearson and Jacobson were the only ones that didn't get a 3. I'll have to check that, but I think you're right. 8-5 now, Southeast of Saline. Ball on the floor. Castleman wrecking havoc with her defense over there on that far edge of the scores table from the bench. And now a 30-second timeout taken by Abilene. We will take it as well. 3:12 left to go here in the first quarter. It is 8-5. Southeast of Saline leading Abilene in a 30-second timeout here on KINA. Back here at Southeast of Saline High School, Devin Haney, Russ Kossel, Brian Dennett providing live stream video on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you by Smart Insurance. Also Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering back at Studio Central. 8-5 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading over the Abilene Cowgirls. 3 minutes left to go, first quarter. They get it in high post as Abilene to Danifer. It's poked away by Pearson, and now a long 2-pointer is stuck in the cup there by Hannah Walter.
Yeah, a great shot right there. Defense is coming out. Get it up quick. Got lucky that the bank was open on that one.
There's a drive now and a kick out by Brielle Potachik. Maddie Harris goes down into the paint. Pearson will drive. Her shot up, no good.
When you look at the stat sheet, and Abilene 5 turnovers to Southeast Saline 1, and you called it, still sitting here at a 1-point game.
8-7 our score. Trapped near the timeline. Abilene lost it. Now they're going to pick it up, drive into the paint. 2-pointers up, no good. Maddie Harris will clean it up here for Abilene. For Southeast, Maddie back the other way. She'll play it out the right wing now to Pearson. Pearson drives, loses the defender, and a step-back shot, no good. Both these teams right now just shooting very, very cold.
Yeah, just nothing can go in the hoop right now for either side. And Southeast got lucky on that last Abilene possession. That drive down the middle, defender came up, and Claire Danifer came wide open underneath the basket.
There's a lot of dribbling by Sammy Stout on the right-hand side. Now she'll get stuck along the baseline with Addison Rohr and have to play it to Debenham. Zoe Debenham now looking. Avery Castleman all over her defensively. Abilene will bring it back out now, about 5 feet behind the three-point line. 90 seconds left to go here first quarter. Here's a deflection and a steal. Pearson has it off the Castleman deflection. Pearson now on the left-hand edge. She'll throw a shot up, no good, but Castleman underneath had an open look on the putback. She misses as well.
Yeah,
goodness.
If you're going to get offensive rebounds, you got to put it back in. You're only going to get one chance. When Danifer gets down the floor, she's cleaning everything up. It looks like we're going to get another turnover right here by Abilene.
Abilene will turn it over for the 6th time with 1:10 left to go here in the first quarter. 8-7, Southeast of Saline leading by a single digit.
I don't know if we were just spoiled last week or if it's fresh on our minds about the game on Friday, but the ball cannot go in the hoop tonight.
Yeah. And there were stretches like this for Southeast of Saline against Smoky Valley last week. Here's a pass that I don't know how it got through traffic. Pearson able to hit Addison Rohr down low, but Addison had her shot blocked, and now Abilene coming back the other way. The Cowgirls with it on their offensive end. Under a minute left to go, 48 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And I noticed Southeast Saline now has switched to a full front on the post on the inside.
Stout has it in the corner. Pearson there to trap her, and a double dribble will be called here on Aiden Bruna. Turnover number 7 for Abilene. 37 seconds left here for Southeast of Saline to do some work. Maddie Harris with it. She'll trot up across the middle court stripe. Pearson on the right-hand side. Here's Jacobson, a little baseline drive. Her shot is up no good. Got her own rebound, and it's out to Getz for a wide-open three. Count it. Reagan Getz, 6 points, leading the way.
Yeah,
and a 4-point lead for Southeast.
And you're that open. You got to shoot the ball, take your time, get the ball in the hole. So that great group momentum right there because we close out the first quarter.
Defense ratcheting up here for Southeast to turn out the quarter. Pearson got a deflection. Stout in the corner, now in a double team. She's in a trap. Gets rid of it, though. Out. And they swing it around for a shot that is too late at the buzzer, and that will be the end of one. Southeast of Saline behind Reagan Getz leads this one by 4. It's 11-7 as we go to the end of the first quarter. Back with Lady Trojan basketball second quarter after the 60-second timeout on KINA. Welcome back to Southeast of Saline. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel here on KINA. Also live stream video on SalinaPost.com. Brought to you by Smart Insurance. 11-7 is our score. Southeast of Saline right now leading the Abilene Cowgirls, the Lady Trojans. We'll start out with the basketball as we begin second quarter action.
I think, sorry, Devin, I think if you're Southeast Saline, you get the ball inside and go up with it.
And they do. Abigail Pearson gets the ball down low and powers it up for a two-pointer. Her first basket of the night.
And I think if you're going to continue to want these threes and as wide open as they are, you're going to have to go inside out.
Let me correct myself. I said that's her first basket of the night. It is not. That's her first two-pointer of the night. She had a 3 in the first quarter. Another steal by Southeast. Off and running, Brielle Potacik on the left wing. She'll play it out to Pearson, now to Getz. Getz leading the scoring so far, and she travels with the basketball. That is just the second turnover for the Lady Trojans here in this game thus far.
Yeah, you come away out of that first quarter with just one turnover if you're Southeast of Saline. As really as unorganized, I would think would be a word to say for that first quarter on both sides of the ball.
Seems like Southeast of Saline is pushing Abilene further and further and further away from the basket too, isn't it? Here's another turnover on Abilene.
Yeah, and it's almost like Abilene, their minds are going quicker than what their bodies are. They want to get the ball quick. It's moving quick and all around, but they're errant passes all over the court.
Abilene playing man-to-man here against Southeast of Saline. Getz has it on the right-hand side. She was aggressive driving to the basket early on in this game. Right now she's looking for Addison Rohr. Now skip pass through to Jacobson. Jacobson extra pass. Pearson, three-pointer. Air ball no good, too strong. Ball on the floor, and it's going to be picked up here by Abilene's Hannah Walter. Walter will quickly play it to Sammy Stout, who will bring it across the timeline. Right-hand side, Debenham with it. She'll play it back through the defense to Walter. Walter looking on the wing. Debenham with it. High-low right now with Johnson and Danifer. They try to get it in high to Danifer, and a silly reach foul over the top will be committed here by Addison Rohr, her first.
Yeah, and you have to know there's not going to be no harm right there. Just let her catch it, play behind you. You got two more down on the inside, but I agree with you. It seems like Southeast is just trying to push them farther and farther out to the mid-court stripe to make them real uncomfortable.
That was the first foul on Southeast, and other than Renata Hintz for Abilene, the first foul by anybody other than her. She has two. Here's a pass thrown too high and hot for Abilene off the inbounds. It goes all the way into the backcourt. Pearson missed the lay-in. Now she has a second chance. That won't go. Gets on a tip attempt. That won't go, and now she's going to be out of bounds with it. Southeast has missed some opportunities at the rim here in this game. They've left at least a half a dozen points right there at the rim.
Oh, yeah, and that's going to go down as, the 10th turnover now for Abilene on that last play. And if you're Abigail, you can't jump stop there. You got to go up strong and go up for the layup expecting contact.
Near steal by Brielle Potocik. Now she's going to give numbers to Abilene momentarily. Brielle, though, back in there. Here's a shot partially deflected by Castleman. It's going to be taken away by Southeast. 5:57 left to go, and now Southeast of Saline will turn it over.
There's just I don't feel like any sort of flow one way or the other to this game, whether it's for Abilene or for Southeast of Saline. The ball's not going in the hole either way. Abilene they haven't taken very many shots, so I bet they're shooting pretty well, but they just don't have much to get in the basket right now.
Yeah, when you turn it over on half of your possessions, shooting percentage isn't going to suffer that much if you're not getting shots up. Half-court trap once again here by Southeast of Saline. Here's a drive along the baseline and a kick out to Stout right in front of the student body. Down low, a wide-open Amara Johnson. As she turns, got the ball in a bad spot. She can't finish as she's stuck underneath the rim. Danifer with it on the high post. Johnson now throws it away in the middle of the paint. Here's Castleman with it. Here comes Avery. 5-on-4 break. Abilene gets back nice on defense. Emma Zerflew. Give and go here. Pearson with it. Off the feed from Zerflew. Abigail Pearson has 7.
And the 11th turnover there for Abilene, and you got to score points. So that time Southeast doing a good job on the fast break to get a layup.
This game a little bit helter-skelter. I think maybe, I don't want to say Southeast is playing down to Abilene, but they kind of are. So I guess I will say that. You wonder if people like Emma Zerflew can come in and excel in this type of environment.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. These younger girls are going to get time to play here and give blows for the other ones.
Here's Danifer, high post. So far, she's just been a passer and a three-pointer that is up and good for Abilene's Hannah Walter. She has 5 now. Walter and Hintz leading the way for Abilene. Here's Brielle Potocik for 3. Why not? Brielle's stroke is about as pretty as it gets, and the end result, watching that thing go through the net, was pretty good as well.
And it don't even tickle the twine when it comes back down. It's just straight down through the bottom. A great-looking shot by Brielle.
Pass in the paint, nearly taken away by Southeast. Abilene's going to skip it around to Stout for a three-pointer. That's no good. Brielle Potocik, the only person in the lane, will grab the rebound. She'll play it off the right-hand side of the offense for Southeast. Pearson looking inside at Maddie Harris, and that ball's going to be smacked out of bounds and will stay with Southeast of Saline.
I think that's the right play there by Pearson to throw that in, but I think you go bounce pass on that with the defender on the high side, throw that reach around bounce pass, lead her up towards the basket for a layup.
Callie Powell into the game for Abilene. This is her first action of the season. She did not go out for basketball to start the year, but then here she is. Here's a shot attempt up by Southeast of Saline. That's no good, and a foul called. Reagan Getz will go to the free throw line for the second time in this game. So far, Reagan, 6 points. Powell guilty of the foul. It's the third team foul for Abilene. Reagan will miss the first free throw. Second attempt coming up.
Not a lot of free throws, I don't believe, were shot last week either. Not only for the boys, we know that wasn't. Last week for the girls as well.
Southeast was 5 out of 8 in that game. Beloit, though, they had their chances. They were 12 out of 20. Second free throw on the way for Reagan Getz. She'll rattle that one home. 7 points so far for Getz. She's 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Halfway through this second quarter. 18-11 is our score. And a ball that is kicked down low will stay with Abilene on their own baseline. They'll get the inbounds chance underneath their own basket. Zoe Debenham will play it in. Looking for Clara Danifer, I believe. That ball's going to be saved near the timeline. Good hustle there by Abilene. Bruna saved it. Now we'll play it off to the left-hand side. Here's a ball that's poked away by Brielle Potocik, but she just couldn't follow it up as she was stumbling into the backcourt. Abilene will keep it here. 3:25 left to go. There's a little mini drive and a hand check that'll be called against Emma Zerflew. This is just the second foul for Southeast of Saline. Zerflew has one, Addison Rohr has the other. Danifer with it up top. Tried to get it inside and bounced it off a teammate. And that'll be another turnover for the Abilene Cowgirls, number 12.
Yeah, just real unorganized right now. for the Abilene Cowgirls, just unable to get anything going, just look out of sync. The ball's going all over the place. Players are going all over the place. Makes it tough. I mean, easy for defense, but tough to stay in your assignments.
3:10 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's a nice feed inside. Castleman hit Getz, and Getz comes up empty with it. Another missed layup for Southeast of Saline. Stout has it. She'll play it around. Powell has it in the keyhole. Now to Danifer. Danifer will hand it off to Hintz. Abilene running some offense there. Powell had it high post. Now she'll kick it out for a three-pointer from Hintz. That's no good. Ball in question. Powell tried to save it, but now Lexi Jacobson will collect it. Back the other way. Maddie Harris out to Getz. Reagan will drive. Leaves that one hard off the glass, no good, and the ball will go back the other way.
And I talk about the unorganized offense of Abilene, but it's almost like Southeast, they can't get comfortable right now. They're missing layups, they're missing easy jump shots, so just a lot on both ends of the floor going on.
Abilene with it in the backcourt. Full court pressure here this time for Southeast of Saline. Ball squirts free. Maddie Harris goes down after it. Ball still in question. And a 10-second violation will be whistled here against Abilene. Boy, that was good job officiating by that official. Yeah. There's 10 million things going on right there, but he was using the scoreboard to aid him and said Abilene had it in the backcourt too long.
Now, officials don't use the scoreboard to aid him. They got that 1, 2, 3 down to 10, maybe 11,
he
depending.
He was looking at the scoreboard. Which is fine. I'd rather do that than call a 10-second count where there's 8 seconds that come off the board. There's a three-pointer by Castleman. That's no good. It gets rolled out, though. Maddie Harris will pick it up. Now Pearson. She's too strong over the top. Gets on her putback, no good. Danifer blocks the second one. It's going to be tied up, and Danifer will earn the possession for the Abilene Cowgirls on the tie-up.
Yeah, a good defensive stand right there, and really not bad defense at all if you're Abilene. I mean, you're holding them to 19 points. Now, if you can stop turning the ball over and maybe convert half of those into points, it may be a closer game.
Right now, Southeast living on their defense. Their offense has not been great tonight. Full court pressure here. Abilene handles this trip with success. Now into their half-court set, 1:39 left to play here in the second quarter. Keep it tuned right here at halftime. We'll talk to Bryson Flax as Abilene travels with the basketball for the 14th turnover of the first half.
Yeah, there's no flow. I mean, it's hard there's not even really any excitement in the gym on anything going on right now.
Here's a little pick and roll. It's Castleman and Addison Rohr, and Addison will be able to put that one in. Her first basket of the night. That's a nice little isolation play between the senior and the sophomore.
Yeah, that was a great execution of the pick and roll on the near side wing by Addison Rohr to get down, take concentration, and finally put a wide open layup through the hoop.
1:05 left to go. Full timeout taken by Abilene. They had trouble getting into their offense, and Sean Herman will take a timeout. 1:03 left to play here before halftime. It's 21-10. Southeast of Saline leading it by 11. Here's a 60-second timeout on KINA. Back here at Southeast of Saline, rounding out the first half of play. Southeast right now an 11-point lead. They lead at 21-10 over the Abilene Cowgirls, and Abilene Right now, their biggest enemy has really been the Southeast of Saline defense and themselves with 14 turnovers. They come out of the full timeout. Renata Hintz has it on the left-hand side. She'll bounce it in for a shot that is up and rattling out, no good. Southeast now will return the favor back the other way, pushing it on their offensive end. Abigail Pearson has it on the right-hand side, and she will get whistled with a turnover on a double dribble.
Yeah, I kind of got caught out there by the three-point line. Tried to cross over, caught it in both hands.
Abilene has it back now, 39 seconds left to play here in this first half. I'm sure both teams will be happy to see the locker room and talk about this, or maybe not talk about it. There's an errant pass picked up by Abilene. They'll try another three-pointer, and that is the second one of the night for Hannah Walter. She has all 6 of Abilene's points in this quarter. 20 seconds left to play. A chance here for Southeast of Saline to close it out on offense. 13 seconds. 21-13. Pearson has it in the corner. Clock down to 7. Now Harris has it. Clock down to 4. They set a screen for Castleman. Her guarded 3 is up. It won't go, and the ball out of bounds with 1/10 of a second on the clock. Not much you can do here.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can get a tip in with 0.1 seconds, but I agree with you. I think both teams are going to be happy to hear this buzzer sound so they can adjust, readjust, come up with a new game plan that was better than the first half.
They're going to lob it in, and Danifer will take it away. And a turnover there for Southeast of Saline to end the half. 21-13, our score here at the break. When we come back, we will have stats from the first half. We will also have a conversation with Southeast of Saline boys head coach Bryson Flax. It's all coming up when we come back. It's a 1-minute timeout. 21-13, Lady Trojans lead it at the break here on KINA. Welcome back. We're at halftime. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report, 21-13. Lady Trojans leading it here at the break. Time now for our conversation with head coach Bryson Flax as we get ready for game 2 of our doubleheader coming up in Southeast of Saline and Abilene. And Coach, 6 games before the holiday break, 3 of them against ranked teams. You get a chance to step out of class tonight and go and play a 4A team in the Abilene Cowboys. They are coming off of a loss, but this is a team that will give you some challenges, I'm sure. We'll talk about them here in a little bit. Let's first look back at your game on the road against Beloit on Friday.
Yeah, I thought we did some really good things. I thought we did some kind of bonehead things that really made me mad. But all in all, anytime you can go into Beloit and come away with a victory, play well enough to win by a point, that's all that matters in league play and when it comes to sub-state standings. So, I was happy about the win. Hopefully we cleaned up what we needed to clean up, I hope, and I guess we'll get tested tonight.
I noticed especially, or even I should say, early on in this game, when you got to about the 2.5 minute mark of each quarter, it seemed like your attrition was much better than Beloit's. Beloit was using a lot of oxygen. They were standing around, hands on hips, hand behind head. Was it just the fact of pure numbers? And I don't want to take away from how you guys played in that game, but your bench was important in this game as far as getting up and down the floor and just wearing them out.
Yeah, definitely, and it is most nights. Night in and night out, it's like that. But I think that they played 3 games, and their 3 games were in the 40s and 50s. They weren't really pushed that much. They got zoned a lot. They zoned a lot. Yeah. So I think they weren't quite ready for the speed that we were going to bring, and I did show it showed late. I think it may not affect, the guy that we wanted it to affect, but others around him, it started to affect them a little bit, and they were getting a little careless with some passes, and we were able to obviously go out and transition.
1-point game at halftime. You guys scored twice as many points in the second half than what you did in the first half. What other things did you like in the second half that you were able to do?
Well, we've been sharing the ball at a pretty high level so far this year in general, but we really, we're looking for one another in the second half, and really, when you hold a team to 20 points, 20, 25 points and a half, that's not a bad number, but we don't want to score 20 or 25. We'd rather be up in the 40, 45 at half would be ideal. But so it was more on the offensive end, and truthfully, we got pretty good shots early. We weren't hitting any shots, and that's once those start to fall, they get a little contagious. But it starts with finding somebody and passing up a good look for a great look.
This is an interesting game for you tonight. Abilene comes in, and this game was a heck of a game a season ago. Of course, you have the same crew back. They do not. They've lost a few players and have some early injuries left over from football here so far this season. What do you expect out of the Cowboys? They're ranked in Class 4A.
Yeah, and they're good too. The game against Augusta, I would say they had that game and kind of let it slip out, similar to what they did with us last year, where they had a chance to put them away and just couldn't quite do it. They shoot the heck out of the ball. They really do, and a lot of different guys can shoot it. 12, his name's slipping me, but I call him 12 anyways on the film. 12's really good, and if you're, if your hands are down and he's going to let it fly, and odds are it's going in, and they got a little size, but most of their size likes to step out and shoot the perimeter three as well. So, we can't allow them to get, second chance opportunities where we're scrambling and they're kicking out for uncontested shots.
We talk about this first segment of the season here before holiday break. Do you feel like your measuring stick, even though you're 3-0 right now, your measuring stick is these next 3 games because it's Abilene, it's a very, very good Hillsboro team, the defending champions in Class 2A, and then, of course, Sacred Heart less than a week away.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate enough to win 3 games and obviously have 3 challenges left. But really the mindset for us hasn't changed, and that was to survive until Christmas. We're fortunate enough not to have anybody setback or major setbacks, in terms of practice once they got there. These guys most of them haven't had more than 2 days off in a long stint of time since August, so we want to survive, get them a little time off, and then we'll really hit it hard over Christmas break. But again, this is the biggest game because it's our next opponent, but I really do think that skill-wise, they're probably the best team we've seen this year, so it'll be a good test for us.
What do you want to see from your Trojans here tonight?
We got to defend the perimeter and not turn the ball over. They do pressure, and we need to take care of it and make sure we're valuing every possession.
Cowboys, Trojans, good luck. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, Devin.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys come in. They are ranked number 1 in the state in Class 3A. They will take on an Abilene squad ranked number 7 in the state in Class 4A. That is coming up. Right now, halftime of the girls' contest. It's 21-13. Southeast of Saline leads it by 8. We're back on the Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report with scoring from the first half. It's a 2-minute timeout here on KINA. Back here on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Time now to go over scoring from the first half. Brought to you by the Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank where the Trojans bank, and that is in beautiful downtown Gypsum at the Citizen State Bank. Hannah Walter leads all scorers right now. She plays for the Abilene Cowgirls. She has 8 points, has a 2 and 2 3-pointers. Renata Hintz also with 5 points. She has a 3-pointer to her credit for the Abilene Cowgirls. 7 points apiece for Southeast of Saline when you look at Abigail Pearson and also Reagan Getz. 5 points for Brielle Potacik and 2 points for Addison Rohr. Southeast of Saline 2 of 4 from the free throw line. The Abilene Cowgirls have not shot a free throw as of yet. They have committed 14 turnovers while Southeast of Saline has committed just 5. Russ Gossel, back to you. Your new image audio keys to success here in the second half now that you've seen 16 minutes of play.
Points off turnovers. I think with those 14 turnovers that Abilene had in the first half, and Southeast only has 21 points on the board, so you know you're not converting on a lot of those turnovers. So I think when you create the turnover, you have to finish it on your end. On the defensive end, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's working, so don't change anything there.
21-13 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading. They will also start the second half with the basketball. Typically, we see a drawn-up set play here. Southeast might have been looking for Maddie Harris on that 3. She's going to instead take it to the lane and have a step back. That's not a great shot. I'm sure Shauna Smith will not be happy with that possession to start the half out of a timeout during halftime.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Southeast didn't come out in early pressure here. It looks like they're just going to pick them up half-court man-to-man.
It is man-to-man. It is Avery Castleman on the ball with Sammy Stout. Stout will go by her, and then Castleman will block the shot and then take it away. Another turnover there for Abilene as Castleman making the play defensively. Here's a spin move by Getz. Her shot up, no good. And 2 empty possessions for Southeast of Saline as we start this second half of play. Abilene with it. Looking into the high post. Here's a couple of dribbles and a shot up off the drive that is good by Aiden Bruna.
No, that was Claire Daniford.
Oh, sorry.
I think that's her first points of the night.
It is. That's her first shot.
Yeah.
Which is strange. Here's Getz going through, big steps, and she's going to make the layup. Reagan Getz with 9. Abilene nearly committed a travel in the backcourt there. They will have it now in their half-court set, 23-15. Stout has it, guarded by Potacik. It's a high-low set here for Abilene. 2 post players working for each other, then screening away. Here's a pass into Bruna. She's going to turn and score. That time it was Aiden Bruna.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Zoe Debenham there from the point, down on the inside, and a great finish.
2-possession game now, 23-17 the score. Here's Getz again going through defenders. This time she's going to draw the foul and earn her 3rd trip to the free throw line. Reagan Getz is the only player for Southeast of Saline that has shot free throws in this game. She will have her 5th and 6th opportunities here after the 3rd personal foul on Renata Hintz.
Yeah, and that's the 3rd drive right there by Southeast Saline from the 3-point arc right there. A good angle to the basket. It's 1 pass, 1 dribble, right down the center of the lane, off to the right, and it's been there. So I think you need to take advantage of that and maybe look if the defense collapses to pass it off to the backside.
Reagan Getz makes her first free throw, also got her second one. She now has 11 points in this game. In the first 4 games of the season, Reagan Getz has been in double-digit scoring, all 4 of them. Good start to her senior season. Back to an 8-point lead. Here's a steal by Harris. Maddie pulls up from 12, and she'll drain it. That is the first basket of the night for Maddie Harris. Here comes the pressure from Southeast of Saline.
And we were just at a 4-5-point game right there, and now it's back to 10, just like that.
27-17. Pressure dialed up here by the Trojans. You can talk about their 3-point shooting here early on. You can talk about their scoring. This is a defensive-minded team, though. They have been, as long as Shauna Smith is on the bench, they always will be, and that's where it starts with defense on this Trojan team. Here's Abigail Pearson. She is going to be overtaking a player control foul. And a turnover here for Abilene, their third of the half. Good job there by Pearson.
Yeah, great job by Pearson, but a great job by Reagan Getz the last two possessions. Obviously, Abilene wants to get the ball to Clara Danifer. Reagan Getz fronting her, making Danifer extremely frustrated right now that she cannot get the ball.
Left-hand side, Castleman has it on the Lady Trojan offense. They'll swing it around now. Harris with it. Jump pass back to Avery. Castleman launches from three. Got it to go. There's the spark that Southeast of Saline needs. It comes from senior Avery Castleman. That's her first basket of the night. Now we're seeing some of these Southeast players score that did not in the first half.
Yeah, and that was great ball movement, great recognition to get that backside pass.
There's a drive now, and a hand check foul will be called against Southeast of Saline. Looks like it's going to go against Maddie Harris. That is her first. Nobody in this game has more than one foul except for Renata Hintz. She is on the bench for Abilene with 3. Abilene set to inbound underneath their own basket. Lob pass way up high. They'll go to Zoe Debenham. Now ball on the floor. Castleman down after it, and a foul will be called against Sammy Stout, her first.
Yeah, and yet another turnover by the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan defense. And you're right, this defense is stymied. I mean, they get after it. Their hands are active, but their feet are even more active, beating the player to the spot.
30-17, 4:55 left to go here in the third quarter. Here comes Southeast back down on their offensive end after the turnover. Castleman had a look, top of the circle. Now she'll get it back after the second screen. Same spot, another three. That one won't go. Pearson, though, with it, and she's going to have a toe on the baseline as she tries to save it from going out of bounds. It will go back over to the Cowgirls.
And I think that's an okay shot right there. I mean, you're open. Take your time, get a little more on it, but a great job of crashing the offensive boards.
Still in the backcourt here, full court pressure, man-to-man style from Southeast of Saline. With it, bringing it across the timeline is Zoe Debenham. Debenham now stuck, Maddie Harris on her, deflection. Danifer will clean it up here for Abilene. Back to Debenham, 15-foot jumper is good. Zoe Debenham, her first basket of the night.
And that was a great pick and pop. Just pass it off down as Danifer's going to get a steal right here.
First turnover of the half for Southeast. 30-19. See if Abilene can get a little run going here. We're halfway through the third quarter. Lady Trojans lead it by 11. There's a deflection and a takeaway by Abigail Pearson. Up the floor, Castleman, touch pass, gets two-pointer on the right-hand side. Good teamwork there by the seniors, and that break was started by a freshman.
Yeah, and that was great two-on-one offense right there. Back and forth late. Make the player pick. Danifer just picked late, and a good shot there to finish it.
Here's a ball being lobbed inside for Aiden Bruna, who was coming off of a screen and roll, and then Brielle Potacik pretty much went superwoman on him and tacked it out of bounds. She said, that ain't happening on my side of the floor. Potacik will come out. She will yield the floor now to Emma Zerflu. Also coming out of the game is Avery Castleman for Lexi Jacobson, who's back into the game. Long three-pointer. Sammy Stout, no good. Rebound, Lexi Jacobson. She'll hit the outlet person in Maddie Harris. Here comes Maddie speeding across the timeline. Little crossover dribble up high, and a layup is good. Maddie Harris, when she can get that rhythm and make shots like that, she is fun to watch.
Yeah, she gets in a rhythm and just that 1-2 crossover and kind of jab step as we're going to get a timeout by Abilene right here, but a great job by Maddie Harris on that offensive possession.
Southeast of Saline up by their biggest lead of the night so far. It's a 30-second timeout. We will step away. 34-19 is our score. 3:17 left to go here in the third quarter on KINA. $15-point lead for Southeast of Saline. The Lady Trojans posting their biggest margin of the contest so far, and they have done a good job here in this third quarter, putting the ball in the hole and taking advantage of those easy opportunities they weren't able to do in the first half.
Yeah, and you're taking advantage of the turnovers, but you got to keep creating them. You can't lay off on defense.
Skip pass over the top of the Southeast defense to Stout. She'll launch a three. That's no good. Here's a three-pointer put up by Hannah Walter. She already has 2 of them in this game. That one won't go, and a rebound taken in by Southeast. Cross-court pass to Harris. Now Zerflu, Jacobson. That won't go. Pearson coming in on the secondary break to clean it up, and a foul will be called as Abigail Pearson goes down to the ground.
Abigail Pearson started to crash the board from about the NBA three-point line. She had a full head of steam in there, was able to get woed up, jump up and get it, and not go over the back or through a player. So a great job by Abigail Pearson.
She knew exactly where that ball was coming off the rim, didn't she?
Yes, you're exactly right.
Pearson inside to Zerflu. Emma kicks it out, gets for 3. Count it. Reagan Getz tearing it up here in the third quarter. She now has 9 points in the quarter alone.
Yeah, inside out. Go inside, they're going to crash and go back out. And with as hot as Reagan's bid, just let it fly.
37-19, 2:25 left to go here in the third. Southeast of Saline starting to put the pressure on. Bruna has it up top. Long pass to Walter on the far side. She'll save it, take a couple of dribbles, and a shot up, no good. A rebound again to Jacobson, over to Maddie Harris. Harris still wanting to run. High leg kick after she comes across the volleyball spike line. Zerflu fakes a 3. Now she's banged around quite a bit. I'm a little surprised there wasn't a foul there. Now a loose ball on the floor, kicked out of bounds by a Cowgirl, and it will go to Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, so you're going to have a turnover on Emma Zerflu down here, and then you're going to have to turn it right back over. The Abilene's going to turn it right back over to Southeast. So I would have liked to see maybe Emma pull the trigger on that 3 right there. She was open. She thought about it, obviously, but why not pull the trigger right there?
She had a momentary exchange with Steve Reedy on the bench, too. That might have been coaches set him in as well. Of course, Coach Reedy used to coach these Abilene Cowgirls. Wasn't that long ago. Here's a shot put up by Getz. That's no good. Danifer will clean it up on the rebound. Minute and a half left to go, third period. Abilene attacking the left-hand side of their offense. And now looking inside for Danifer. She has 2 Southeast Trojans around her. She'll dribble around, put a shot up, no good. Jacobson yet another rebound, and a foul called against Abilene. Lexi doing a good job cleaning the glass. She came out of the game early in this third quarter, but since being reinserted, she has done a really good job at the rebound.
Yeah, and that's a great job because Danifer on the inside, we know she rebounds the ball well on both ends. She is cleaning up the defensive glass down here, so a great job to clear her off the boards and play great this third quarter.
Well, you talk about 2 athletes. Jacobson and Danifer both. They are filled with talent. Here's Harris off the feed from Jacobson along the drive. Poor spacing there. Lexi had her pass tipped away, but Maddie Harris gets it back. 1 minute left to go here in the third. Jacobson with it now. Potacik, Brielle. Little dribble drive weave as all 5 players for Southeast of Saline getting involved here. They might just be taking this quarter down. Nope, Maddie Harris says, I want that 3, and she gets it. Harris, after not scoring in the first half, has posted 7 here in the third.
And that was a great find by Avery Castleman. A great skip pass hit her right in the hands. Defense didn't come out, so she just takes it up.
Force down low, looking for Danifer. That's going to be taken away by Pearson. Abigail Pearson brings it up. Now she'll hand it off to Harris at midcourt. 25 seconds left to go. Now Southeast may play for the last shot. No, Jacobson in the lane. Just keep it going, right? If you're scoring, just keep it going.
I mean, that's 5 points on the last shot of the third quarter right there. So, I mean, if you're open, take it. I'm sure Coach Shauna would have liked to have maybe seen a last shot, but I don't think you're going to be upset with that play.
Believe it or not, that is the first points for Lexi Jacobson in this game after having a career-high 15 at Beloit. Danifer inside. Beautiful pass across the paint to Aiden Bruna, and Bruna will score at the buzzer. 42-21. Southeast of Saline has the Abilene Cowgirls all doubled up. We will have fourth quarter action when we come back. You're listening and watching on SalinaPost.com. It's a live stream video presented by Smart Insurance. Big Sam Pretty is producing and engineering. I'm Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel. We are high atop in our perch, courtside here, southeast of Saline, watching the Lady Trojans so far double up the Abilene Cowgirls through 3 quarters. 42-21, Abilene will get the basketball to start the 4th and final quarter. It's Stout along with Hintz. Remember, she has 3 fouls. Hannah Walter on the floor. She has 3 fouls. Clara Danifer and Amara Johnson for the Abilene Cowgirls. For southeast of Saline, it is Abigail Pearson, Maddie Harris, Lexi Jacobson, Avery Castleman, and Brielle Potacek. Here's a steal by Jacobson, 2-on-1 break. She tried to bounce it to Maddie Harris, and that ball's going to be kicked out of bounds by Hintz. It will stay with southeast of Saline.
Yeah, once again, defense creating turnovers. Jacobson just unable to get that reach around pass in.
7.5 left to go here in the 4th. Harris in the paint, kicks it out to Jacobson. Lexi's jumper up won't go. And the rebound taken in by Amara Johnson, who does her best Gumby impression, getting around a trap, and she's going to save it here for Abilene. Still looking for our first points of the 4th quarter. Hannah Walter has it. She'll play it out now to Danifer. Little give and go. Walter gets it back, and that shot is up and good. Hannah Walter leads the way for Abilene with 10.
And I'm sure Shauna's not happy with the layups that have been given up, as now Abilene's going to turn the ball over yet again. Southeast.
Southeast of Saline's 3rd turnover of the half. Just their 8th of the game, though. The way the game has looked, you would think they would have more than that, but Southeast right now with just 8 turnovers. 42-23. Here's a steal by Harris. Boy, she had a double tap it to keep it in bounds, and now Maddie coasting all the way in, uncontested for the layup. That was a great play by Maddie Harris. The deflection would have went out of bounds. Somehow she got 2 taps on it, and now a timeout will be called by Abilene. But we will keep it right here. 44-23, back to a 21-point lead for southeast of Saline. Their biggest lead of the night so far has been 23. We have 6:38 left to go in this one. And it looks like southeast of Saline has kind of brushed off the chaotic helter-skelter type of play that it looked like they fell into that trap in the 2nd quarter, but now they're back playing their style of basketball.
Yeah, that really the whole first half was kind of just hectic. It explains it. It was a lot of chaos, controlled chaos out there on the floor, but at halftime the adjustments were made. They kind of slowed down, and now are able to kind of cruise and get that cushion back to where it should be.
6:38 left to go, 44-23. Full court pressure being dialed up here by southeast of Saline. Southeast will have a quick turnaround. They will be on the road at Hillsboro Thursday night. Just your Google calendars and your planners. It's a Thursday night at Hillsboro. Hintz with it. Now Danifer, top of the circle. Now out to Amara Johnson. Johnson just dribbled off of her leg. Now it's going to be on the deck. Abigail Pearson splits 2 Abilene Cowgirls, and a quick timeout by Shauna Smith to save that possession for her team. 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here and talk some more.
Yeah, how about that effort by Abigail Pearson right there? Just came out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere, and that just goes to show you how well coached this team is. If the ball's on the floor, you better be on the floor with it, getting dirty just like that. Yeah, she came 15 feet away from it and was the first one to the ball. So a great job there once again by the defense, but not only that, but Abigail Pearson.
Talking about Thursday being the quick turnaround for southeast of Saline, they will play a Hillsboro team that is not only very good, they will play a Hillsboro team that has 4 girls they can put on the floor 6 foot plus. That will be a challenge for this smaller, let's not call them small, let's just call them intermediate Southeast Lady Trojan team.
I think they'll accept the challenge greatly.
We'll see. Hillsboro's been a big challenge for southeast of Saline in the last couple of seasons. Here's Maddie Harris up top. She'll play it to Brielle Potacek. Now to Addison Rohr. She'll launch a 3. That won't go. Mallory Pearson, yet another hustle play, gets a rebound. The tie-up and the arrow will go towards the Cowgirls, however. 2 minutes into this 4th quarter.
And that's one thing I've noticed. There's not too many people out there on that floor that I have seen tonight that have out-hustled number 33 in white.
It's why she gets the minutes she does. Had some rebounds and a little bit of scoring here and there. She's valuable first person off the bench for this team. Inside, Bruno wanting to go to work. Back to the basket. Rohr there, though, to turn her away. Out to Hintz. Now around to Sammy Stout. Left-hand side now, Zoe Debenham. Dannifer has it. Couple of ball fakes. Now she wants to drive to the basket. She'll pitch it back out to Hintz. And now an open shot from Debenham for 3. That one bounces around, won't go. Good rebound down low by Bruna. That won't go now, and Reagan Getz will take it away. Reagan wants to run. Out to Pearson. She will slow it up, though, in front of her coach. And the Southeast of Saline bench play it back to Maddie Harris. Harris wanting to organize here against this Cowgirl man-to-man defense. Over left-hand side to Pearson. She bounced it into Rohr. And a foul reaching over into the passing lane will be called here against Aiden Bruna. Team foul number 6 for Abilene, so no shots as of yet. Southeast of Saline still has played this whole game, Russ, with 3 personal fouls.
Yeah, just incredible.
Here's Harris with it. Hesitation, crossover, gets to the paint, can't finish. Inside, though, Pearson with the rebound. Then she lost it off of a shoe and out of bounds. It will go towards Abilene. Maybe not. It'll stay here.
What I'd like to see Abigail Pearson do right there is you get the offensive rebound. Don't bring it down to dribble. Catch it, keep it up high, go right back up off the rim with it.
Yeah, stick that dribble in there. You're letting the defense get organized, right?
Yes.
Here's Getz up top. She threatens the keyhole, goes to the right elbow, now comes back out. Reagan now looking. She'll play it to the right to Pearson. Brielle for 3. It's top of the circle. It's an air ball, no good. Pearson tried to save it, and she will be out of bounds, and we'll go back to Abilene.
Yeah, but yet again, there was number 33 right around the offensive rebound again. That one not drawing any iron at all, but yet she was still the first one right there.
Yes, sir. Here comes Stout with it for Abilene. She'll come across the timeline, guarded by Potacek. Now a little hesitation dribble. She tried to go baseline, and Brielle there to close up on her, and we'll get the bumping foul, Brielle's first foul of the night. Team foul number 2 here in the second half for Southeast of Saline. Again, leading at 44-23. Our fourth quarter is deadlocked 2-2. Long pass on the inbounds here for Abilene. They'll swing it around. Stout has it. Now inside to Bruna. Contact. Bruna missed the shot, and Brielle got a second foul real quick.
Yeah, and I think if you're Brielle, you were there. I think if you maybe fall, the only thing it may be is if she didn't give the player a chance to land would have been the only thing in the block right there. But I think there was not much contact, but maybe if you fall, you can possibly get a charge right there.
With 4:15 left to play, these are Abilene's first free throws. First one missed. That's amazing.
Yeah, you almost play a whole game without shooting a free throw.
Second free throw will go in.
They also haven't had a chance to get to the free throw line.
5 points for Aiden Bruna. Now a ball tipped out of bounds by Abilene will stay with Southeast of Saline. They will inbound in front of their student body here.
Yeah, and just Abilene unable to get their leading scorer going at all in this game. Her only touch is being out at the top of the three-point line to swing the ball around.
Potacek with it. Now she'll play it to Maddie Harris. Harris now skip pass over the top to Getz. Getz had the elbow in, about ready to launch that one. Now she's going to drive to the basket. She'll have an and-one opportunity. Reagan Getz. Little hesitation there, faked the shot, and then she put the ball on the floor and went to the basket to draw the foul and the basket.
Yeah, just one little hesitation, crossed right over and went right up and took contact right in. That's what you like to see done. I hate when players go up and they got them beat and then they jump stop hoping that the defense will fly by you. Just go right up and shoot the layup.
A basket by Reagan Getz gives her a new career high in scoring. She missed the free throw. Rebound will be taken in by Addison Rohr. Reagan Getz so far in this game has 18 points. She has the basketball now on the left-hand side. Crossover. She makes her defender step back. Now Reagan will stay beyond the three-point line. She'll play it to Maddie Harris. Now to Castleman on the right wing. Avery will swing it back to the center of the floor. Here's Zerflew on a jumper. That one hit the backboard, won't go in. And Addison Rohr with the rebound. It's tied up and it'll stay here. So Reagan Getz with 18 points. It's a new career high. Her previous high before this game tonight was a 17-point performance against Sterling in the Sterling Invitational Tournament last year as a junior. Her career high so far this season was 13 against Smoky Valley. But as I said, she's had double digits in each game. She has scored 13, 12, and 10 coming into this game. Now she has 18. Harris open from 3. She'll let it fly. Too strong, no good. Rebound by Sammy Stout. We are down to 3:14 left to go in this game.
Yeah, a little stagnant right there after the offensive rebound. You'd like to see him move the ball a little bit more.
Inside, Danifer has it. 5 Southeast players around her, and she's going to hit the backside option there with Aiden Bruna.
And that's the court vision I talked about that Danifer has. You got 5, there's 10 arms around you, and you still yet find the open person on the backside.
They call a timeout on the floor. Shauna Smith, I don't think, wanted a timeout. She wanted the officials to pay attention to Emma Zerflu, who was limping. But she went ahead and took it anyway. 2:54 left to go here in this one. 46-26. It'll be a quick 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it right here as Southeast of Saline looks to be moving on, up by 20 with under 3 minutes left to go, to their 4th win of the season to start this campaign. And again, a big giant, so to speak, literally and figuratively, in Hillsboro on Thursday. This is an athletic Hillsboro team. They were state champions in Class 2A in volleyball this year. We know what they can bring. They like to play high pace, and they like to use the big girls inside.
Yeah, and I think if you're Abilene going into that game, you're going to have to get guard pressure up front. Southeast, sorry. Put guard pressure up front to not allow them to get the ball inside.
Also need to do your work on the rebounding too early on. Make sure you get position and block out. No doubt about that. Out of the timeout, Southeast with the basketball. Harris has it. Now she'll play it inside, trying to get to Addison Rohr. Rohr had it tipped away, but then she keeps possession here for Southeast. Gets with it. She goes to the middle and then spins off a defender, plays it back out to Pearson. Looks like Southeast just trying to shorten this game here. Rohr inside, off the window, it crawls home. Addison Rohr scores.
Yeah,
her second basket of the night.
Great pass by Pearson right there to get it down. There was only one spot that ball could go, and right where Rohr got it, so a great job of getting that one up quick.
I don't want to make Hillsboro seem like they're going to be undefeatable. Remember, Southeast did beat Hillsboro last year in that contest. That was here in the friendly confines.
A whole different atmosphere when you're down on the road, and a place like Hillsboro, you've spent a lot of time in that gym, as you know. It's a tough place to win at, to go on the road and win.
Foul on Addison Rohr, her 4th. That game last year was a 49-36 victory for Southeast of Saline, as they won all their games before the holiday break last year. They actually got the season started off on a 7-0 run as Clara Danifer hits her first basket of the second half. Excuse me, second basket of the second half, first basket of the 4th quarter. Last year, Southeast of Saline didn't lose until January 11th against a state-ranked Clay Center team. That was a game I know still sets bad with Southeast and Shauna Smith, because they were up big in that game and blew a double-digit lead down the stretch. That's the last time Southeast lost here in this gym. January 11th last year.
That's impressive.
It is impressive.
I mean, you kind of touched on it, after last week on Friday, winning their 27th consecutive league game. That's unheard of.
If you really want to get deep into the archives over the last few seasons, as Sutton Douglas scores for the 2nd consecutive game. She hits 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Dating back to the beginning of the 2019 season, that's before we knew about COVID and all that stuff, Southeast of Saline has only lost 6 games in this gym on the girls' side.
It's the magic of the Purple Palace.
It is. Here's Stout for 3. That one rattles out, pops straight up. Danifer gets the rebound. Now she'll work her way back to the rim and finish it back home for 2. Good work there by Clara Danifer.
Yeah, and she's still got another year under her belt. She's only going to continue to get better and stronger.
And playing with a broken toe.
Yeah.
I think we need to mention that again.
Yeah.
She was questionable coming into this game, but got clearance. And now out there playing against this Abilene team that just had a ball go off their leg and out of bounds. 1:04 left to play here in this game. 49-30. Southeast of Saline leading it by 19. Stay tuned with us in postgame. We'll go over scoring. Also go over and name a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. Charlotte Knopf has checked in here for Southeast of Saline. Also into the contest is Sarah Feldman. They're out there with Addison Rohr, Mallory Pearson, and also Sutton Douglas. The more minutes you can get, the girls that are on the floor right now, the better off you will be when it comes January, February, March, right?
Yeah, with only 12 girls on the roster, you need playing time. You need games like this to get these girls experience early in the year.
I know you need more numbers. You need to have your practices be more competitive, so on and so on and so on. But there is a little bit of a luxury, though, with 12 girls because they know that they're all suiting up for varsity.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
You're playing on Friday.
Yeah, no doubt. And a lot of the girls that are on the floor right now, especially your Mallory Pearsons and Addison Roars, people like that, you know they're going to get 6 quarters every night too.
Yeah, and there's another turnover by Abilene right there. 29.2 seconds left to go.
24 turnovers for the Cowgirls. They did clean it up late in this game and played much better, but they are still going to take a double-digit loss here at Southeast of Saline. 49-30 our score, 22 seconds left to go.
It looks like maybe Southeast Saline, I don't know if they're trying to get one of these younger girls a shot off here. Is Mallory Pearson just displaying a dribbling expose out there.
There's Charlotte Knopf on the putback. That won't go. And the ball out of bounds with 6.3 seconds left. Abilene will inbound it. And have the last possession here. Sammy Stout will shoot a three-pointer at the buzzer, and that won't go. And we have our final score. Southeast of Saline, they remain undefeated as the 5th-ranked team in Class 3A. They defeat the Abilene Cowgirls 49-30. Southeast of Saline now 4-0 on the season. They drop Abilene down to 0-4. Post-game brought to you by Commercial Tire Center starts now. It's after a Trojan victory, 49-30 on the girls' side. Back after a 2-minute timeout with post-game after this on KINA. Back here in postgame, it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers, 2 locations in Salina after a Lady Trojan victory. 49-30 is our final score. Let's go over scoring now from this contest for Southeast of Saline. They were led a new career high from Reagan Getz. Getz had 7 points at halftime, scored 11 points in this game. Her big quarter was a 9-point quarter in the 3rd quarter, and she has a new career high. Reagan Getz with 18 points here tonight for Southeast of Saline. She led all scorers. Other scores tonight for Southeast of Saline. Maddie Harris had an impressive 2nd quarter. She scored all 9 of her points in the 2nd period. 7 points for Abigail Pearson. 5 points tonight for Brielle Potachik. 4 points for Addison Rohr. 3 points for Avery Castleman, 2 points for Lexi Jacobson, and a single free throw for Sutton Douglas. For the Abilene Cowgirls, they were led in scoring tonight. 10 points for Hannah Walter, 7 points for Aiden Bruna, 6 points for Clara Danifer, 5 points for Sammy Stout, and 2 points for Zoe Debenhand. Free throws were at a premium. Southeast of Saline just a shade over 50% tonight. They went 5 out of 9. The Abilene Cowgirls tonight just 1 of 2 from the free throw line. They only shot 2 free throws. Abilene Cowgirls tonight 24 turnovers, while Southeast of Saline had 8 turnovers. Once again, our final score 49-30. And our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game tonight. Reagan gets a new career high for her. She had 18 points. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. When we came back, we'll make the transition to the guys contest. It's 17 minutes away. We'll have Bryson Flax right around the corner as we start the boys pregame after a Lady Trojan victory 49-30 right here on KINA. Kansas. According to the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association, it's number 1 in Class 3A. Southeast of Saline puts their undefeated record and their home floor on the line as they will play the number 7 ranked team in Class 4A in the Abilene Cowboys. Welcome back into the Purple Palace on the campus of Southeast of Saline High School. My name is Devin Haney, along with Russ Kossel and Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering. Also, Brian Denon on live stream video. We will bring you game number 2. It is Southeast of Saline playing the Abilene Cowboys. For Abilene, they come in with a little bit of a limp. They're 2-1 on the season after blowing a lead and letting Augusta come from behind on Friday night to get a 2-point win. Other than that, Abilene has beaten Smoky Valley in convincing fashion and also blown Rock Creek out this season. Abilene comes in 2-1, and they are still missing a key part of their team with Brax Fisher, a junior, being out due to injury that he suffered during the football season. Abilene continues on, though. This is one of the perennial good teams in Class 4A. They have qualified for the state tournament in Class 4A over the last 2 years. This past season, they did not make it out of the first round, and neither did they the year before that either. This past season, they ran into the buzzsaw that is known as Bishop Miege. For Southeast of Saline, of course, they are number 1 in Class 3A. They returned their whole roster from a year ago, and they are looking to get back to Hutchinson to their class tournament in Class 3A to do a little bit better, just one step better than what they did a year ago. That was a 2-1 record and a third-place finish. Of course, Bryson Flax and his squad want to put that trophy on the mantle here at Southeast of Saline Gymnasium. When we look at these two teams, there's some milestones floating around, especially for Southeast of Saline. One big one tonight is Eli Sawyers. We will keep a scoring tracker on him as he comes into this game 993 points in his career. It's inevitable he will get 1,000 points this season. Will it happen tonight? Maybe. If it does, he will be just the 4th player in Southeast of Saline school history to have 1,000 points. He will join Easton Montgomery, who is the all-time leading scorer in Southeast of Saline men's basketball history, Jackson Montgomery, who is the 3rd all-time leading scorer in Southeast of Saline basketball history. And right in the middle of those two, Eli's head coach Bryson Flax, number 2 in scoring in Southeast of Saline men's basketball history. So that is a select club when you look at just 3 people right now over $1,000 as far as scoring. Eli Sawyers can accomplish that tonight with just 7 points. Eli coming off his largest offensive output of the season at Beloit on Friday night with 18 points. He will be in the starting lineup, the 6'5 senior, and he is looking to be accompanied by his senior teammates. Nakari Morkel Palmer coming up with a 14-point performance on Friday night. Drake Augustine also in the starting lineup along with Daniel Kerr. Danny had his best game scoring at Beloit on Friday night with 8, and Luke Gebhardt rounds out the seniors. He's a 6'2 senior. He is coming off of a 12-point performance. His last 2 games go for 15 and 12 for Luke Gebhardt for the Trojans that are, of course, coached by Bryson Flax, assisted by Trent Douglas and Joe Ross. Grant Waite will be in the starting lineup tonight. For head coach Eric Grafey and the Abilene Cowboys, coming in ranked 7th in Class 4A, Keaton Hargrave also in the starting lineup. Waite averages 8 points a game. Hargrave averages 7. Tristan Catone, a 19-point game performer. He is a 6'1 senior for the Cowboys. Junior Kyson Becker can fill it up as well. He is 6'4". He averages 3 points, 3 rebounds a game. And Stockton Timbrook, a 6'2 junior guard, averaging 10 points, 6 rebounds per contest. This should be a good one. We're going to step away. When we come back, we will have the new Image Audio keys to success tonight for Southeast of Saline as they take on the Abilene Cowboys. A 2-minute timeout and back with more Trojan pregame after this on KINA.
Grant and Wait. For the Trojans, he's a senior, 6'5", number 1, Eli Sawyers. For the Cowboys, a junior, number 4, Keaton Hargrave. For the Trojans, he'll wear number
Welcome back to Southeast of Saline High School. Starting lineups being ran over right now for the crowd that is pretty good for a Tuesday night. Our good friend Mike Garrettson taking care of those duties as the public address announcer. One amendment in the starting lineup for the Abilene Cowboys. Junior Kyson Becker will not start. He's been fighting a little bit of an illness. He is back in the gym. He missed Friday totally. Cameron Vindeska, a 6'5" senior, will be starting in his spot. So Cameron Vindeska coming in. He will be in the starting lineup. The senior averaging almost 8 points a game, 3 rebounds, and a half an assist per contest. We look at these two teams, Russ. The game last year, as we talked about it when we took the air tonight, very good last year at Abilene High School's gymnasium. We expect the same kind of contest here tonight, a high-octane performance. I know each coach has their own strategies, but, boy, there will be a lot of athletes and a lot of really good basketball players on the floor here tonight. What are your new image audio keys to success for Southeast?
I think you got to slow that offense down. Abilene's going to get out and run. You saw that last year in the game with mainly these same kids. They're missing a couple, but Abilene really is a young team. They've been playing young for the last couple years, but this is an experienced group at the varsity level. So I think if you're Southeast of Saline, you have to slow down the fast break. And then for Southeast of Saline on offense, I think you have to take good shots. Just take key quality shots. We didn't see a lot of bad shots against Beloit, maybe in the first half a little bit, but I think there's going to be no time to make up if you take bad shots, crash the boards, get offensive rebounds.
You heard Bryson Flack say he really thinks this Abilene team can just shoot the heck out of the ball, and they need to get a hand up and also limit them to one opportunity to score. If you're just tuning in and you missed it earlier, the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans moved their record to 4-0 on the season. The 5th-ranked team in Class 3 in the state of Kansas defeated Abilene 49-30 behind a new career high of 18 points from Miss Reagan Getz. We'll talk to Shauna Smith at halftime of this contest and get her take on a game against Abilene earlier tonight. It's Waite, Hargrave, Catone, Timbrook, Vindeska, along with Sawyers, Mariko Palmer, Augustine Kerr, and Luke Gebhardt for Southeast of Saline. Trojans wearing white, Cowboys wearing orange. Ball is in the air, and Sawyers wins it quickly to Nakari Mariko Palmer on their offensive end. Gebhardt has it now. They swing it back in the middle of the floor to Augustine. Augustine comes back to the left-hand side of the Southeast of Saline offense. Sawyers out deep in three-point line. He'll fade away along the baseline and splash it home. Number 995 for Eli Sawyers.
Yeah, and Eli has got a much shorter Stockton Timbrook on him, so Stockton's going to have his work cut out for him. He's going to have to body up the big guy.
2-0 Southeast of Saline. Abilene on their first possession of the night. Stockton Timbrook has it. He passes, now cuts away. That pass is going to be smacked out of bounds by Sawyers. It will stay with with Abilene underneath their own basket.
Yeah, and a great recovery there by Eli Sawyers as Cameron Vindeska had a cutting Stockton Timbrook, but Eli able to poke that one out of bounds.
Vindeska caught it off the inbounds. He gave it up. Now he gets it back. Little hesitation. Is too much hesitation down low, and the ball will be slapped out of Vindeska's hands and then tied up. The arrow will keep it with Abilene down low. They will inbound underneath their own basket on the baseline.
And that's one of them ones just like in the girls' game I mentioned. You get it, just go up. Whether it gets blocked or not, go up, expecting contact.
Southeast deflecting the inbounds. Nakari Mariko Palmer got another piece of it off the inbounds, and it's going to be Danny Kerr taking it away. Nakari up the floor, 2 points for Southeast. It's a 4-0 Trojan start.
Yeah, create turnovers and finish off of turnovers is exactly what Southeast of Saline needs to do in this game.
Full court man-to-man pressure here by Southeast of Saline as they have started out 4-0 after the first minute. With the basketball, Catone, he can really score it. Now a deflection and a takeaway by Gebhardt. He'll pitch it up ahead. Look out, Sawyer's looking to take off, and he jams it home. Abilene letting go. Stockton Timbrook was a spectator for that poster that Eli Sawyers just put in, and it's a 6-0 start for the Trojans. Sawyers has 4, now sitting at 997 career points.
Yeah, just get a turnover deep, and that ball hit the floor one time on that fast break, and that was Eli Sawyers took that one dribble to go to the rim. Beat the fast break, win it with the pass. You can throw the ball down the floor faster than you can dribble it. It's a proven fact, and a great job by Southeast Saline on defense.
And we've been talking about it now for 2.5 years, it seems like. This Southeast of Saline team shares the ball better than most teams. When they get out and they run and they play like what we just saw right there, I don't know that they can be beaten.
Yeah, and I think anybody out on the floor can come out and score 15 points a night. So really, who do you pick and choose who you're going to guard?
Starters remain on the floor for both squads. It's 6-0. Southeast of Saline with a big start here. Drake Augustine up top playing defense as Tim Brook gave it up. He'll play it off to the left-hand side to Grant Waite. Now Vinduska in the corner. Looking back inside, Waite has it, bobbled it. Now has to go down on the floor and save it. He'll save it to Tim Brook, and Stockton's shot is up, no good. And he is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Our first foul of the game comes about a minute and a half into this contest. The foul is against Eli Sawyers, and that is his first.
And I think Abilene needs to take note of that, what Stockton just did right there. Got the ball, go inside, and just go up with it. And, expect contact. We know Southeast of Saline is going to come out, try to block shots that got height on the inside. So you just got to go up.
Tim Brook's first free throw is up and good. That puts Abilene on the board for the first time tonight. He will get a second look here after the first foul on Sawyers. Second free throw also successful for Tim Brook and the Cowboys. 6-2 now. Here's Daniel Kerr rolling down the floor unattended. They get him the ball, and he knocks a three-pointer off the backboard. Daniel Kerr for three.
Well, Daniel Kerr was not expecting that pass. Eli Sawyers read that great. Daniel Kerr was wide open as they're going to a near turnover and another near steal here by Danny Kerr, but he was not expecting that. It kind of hit him and took him by surprise how open he was and let it go from the right side and banked her home.
That backboard is there just because when you're not quite perfect like that shot from Daniel Kerr. Got enough of the window at the right angle, went in. Here's inside-outside now, Vinduska to Tim Brook, and Stockton's going to shoot home the three. Stockton, Tim Brook has all 5 of Abilene's points here in this first quarter. It's 9-5, Southeast of Saline. Kerr has it on the left-hand side, now up to Luke Gebhardt. Gebhardt with it, he'll swing it back around. Augustine now checking his coach at the bench. Will change the set for Southeast of Saline. Sawyers comes out and gets it up high. He'll play a high post now to Augustine. Backside Gebhardt. He'll come all the way to the rack. Up off the window. That's no good. Gebhardt had a challenging angle at the backboard that time and couldn't get it to fall. Full court man-to-man again. It's a run and jump man-to-man by Southeast of Saline. 9-5, Trojans leading it. A contest here before the holidays of state-ranked opponents from different classifications. Southeast of Saline 3A, Abilene 4A. Here's Waite for 3. Quick release won't go. Nakari had the rebound, and then it's taken away by Abilene, but on the floor, Nakari will pick it up. Here's a 3-on-2 break. Gebhardt on the right-hand side, all the way to the rack will score. Luke Gebhardt becomes the 4th Southeast of Saline player to score in this game.
And is sharing the ball once again. That ball hit 4 guys.
All the way to the goal. Here is it looked like a bailout foul, honestly, as Tristan Catone went all the way to the rack, and he was fouled underneath the backboard. They're going to call this a shooting foul or on the floor? They're going to say it's on the floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Just kind of, he got hung up in the air and got bailed out by the contact of Drake Augustine coming over. So, unfortunate foul right there.
I'm going to say Danny Kerr got that one for some reason.
If you look at 3 and 5 up here, they're similar builds. Both got our T-shirts on underneath, so I mean, it's kind of tough.
Southeast starting 5, keeping the long-sleeve T-shirt industry in business. Yeah. Here's a steal now by Nakari Morico-Palmer. He's going to lob it up for Sawyers. Sawyers speeding down the floor. Will have to settle for the finger roll. Sawyers now with 999 points in his career.
Yeah, once again, defense turned into offense. Just this press man offense, and Abilene unable to get anything going.
Southeast defensively, boy, Russ, they look like they're on a different level tonight, don't they?
Yeah, it's a total different level than what it was at Beloit in the first half.
Here's a steal by Daniel Kerr. It was a hedge on the other ball screen that kept that ball away from Abilene as Augustine took it away. Now a ball on the floor here as the two teams exchange turnovers. That turnover for Southeast of Saline on the open floor is their first of the game. 3 turnovers so far for the Cowboys as we are about halfway through this first quarter of play.
And it looks like Abilene is out of sync when they get going. Southeast pushing them faster and faster and just nowhere to go with the ball.
Kyson Becker has checked into the game for Abilene. Also into the game, Zach Miller. Kaysen Lilly has checked into the game for Southeast of Saline. Sawyers has it. He'll dump it off to Luke Gebhardt along the baseline. Luke gives it up, gets it back. 3-pointer on the way. Won't go, and the rebound taken in low by Tristan Catone for the Cowboys. 3:49 left to go, first period. It's an 8-point Southeast lead. Here's a steal by Nakari, and look out, it could be showtime. Nakari all the way through, and a two-handed jam. Nakari, Miracle Palmer makes it look effortless as he coasted in from down the lane.
Yeah, you knew that one was coming down as a floater, no good by Keaton Hargrave. Now we're back on the run again.
Sawyer's one-handed bounce pass. Nakari again kisses the window and scores. Right now, Southeast of Saline is in fifth gear, and Abilene having trouble getting it out of third as they have fell down to a 12-point disadvantage and a 30-second timeout. This start for Southeast of Saline, nearly perfect. They have one turnover, which came off a turnover they generated themselves. They forced Abilene into 5 turnovers, and you talked a lot during the girls' game about points off turnovers. That's exactly what Southeast of Saline has done so far in this game.
Yeah, I think they've capitalized off of every turnover. I think they're 5 for 5 on creating turnovers and getting points off of them. The girls, not so much, but when you turn the ball over 20-plus times, it's hard to score on every one of those. But right now, 5 turnovers leading to fast breaks. One Eli Sawyer's flush, and then Nakari Morkel Palmer just coming down the floor and bringing the house down.
17-5 is our score. We're a little more than halfway through this first period. 3:24 left to play here in the first quarter. Full court man-to-man once again here for Southeast. Another deflection. Augustine got it. Nakari picks it up. Augustine with the lay-in. Boy, you hate to do that out of a timeout if you're Abilene, as this snowball just keeps going. Augustine got this one. Couldn't get his shot. Nakari tips it around twice. That one won't go. And now a final cleanup there by Abilene. And now a block at the other end. Sawyers, they pitch it ahead. Augustine all the way to the rim, and he'll score. Drake Augustine scores his first basket, 21-5.
Yeah, they called a timeout, and just the momentum never slowed down. Southeast Saline playing really long and big with their arms right now, so a great job.
Here's a steal by Nakari. They're going to call it a kick ball. He got a toe on it with 2:40 left to go, or else we'd be talking about another highlight dunk from the senior Nakari Miracle Palmer.
And I don't necessarily know if that was a kick ball because he stole it with his hand and dribbled it off his foot. So nonetheless, it was called a kick ball. Abilene catches a break in my eyes right there.
And clarify that. You're a certified official in the sport of basketball. A kicked ball doesn't mean the ball goes off of your foot, does it?
It is a deliberate sticking your foot out to kick it to change the momentum of the ball.
Has to be intentional.
Has to be intentional.
Up top with the basketball, Stockton Timbrook has it. He'll play it to the right-hand side of the Cowboy offense to Grant Waite. Here's a deflection, goes up in the stands as Kason Lilly and Luke Gebhardt working Trojan defense over on the left-hand side of that Abilene offense.
And you touched on it. It just looks like a different Southeast team tonight in the 5th, 6th, 7th gear, whatever they're playing in right now, than what they started the game out against Beloit.
Timbrook has it. He has all 5 of Abilene's points so far, and now a run to the basket and a layup that is up and good by Miller. Zach Miller with his first basket of the game, and that comes off the bench. Here's Nakari with it. He'll pitch it out to Kason Lilly. Now Luke Gebhardt. Little baseline short corner jumper from Luke is no good. Rebound taken in down low by Abilene's Kyson Becker. Becker up the floor. Now Abilene getting Southeast spaced out here, but they're going to throw it away. Grant Waite looking down the lane. Not sure what he saw there, but it goes out of bounds. And back to Southeast. 7 turnovers so far for the Cowboys here in this first period.
What he saw was a wide open Kyson Becker running down the middle of the lane, and he threw it in no look. Kyson just wasn't happening to be looking for it either.
Drew Richardson is checked in along with Jake Gebhardt for Southeast of Saline. They're out there with Kason Lilly, Luke Gebhardt, and Nakari Miracle Palmer. Here's Jake. Down along the baseline, gets underneath the basket, now plays it out to Kason Lilly. Kason to Luke, back to Lilly, 4-3, won't go. Rebound being batted around. They're going to say it's off of Southeast and out of bounds. It will go back over to the Cowboys.
Yeah, kind of settling a little bit now on jump shots, kind of outside the lane. You'd like to see him go inside out a little more, being the taller and it seemed more physical and long team right now.
Aiden Taylor into the game for the first time for the Cowboys. 21-7 is our score. 1:23 left to go here in the first quarter. Up top with the basketball, it's Grant Waite. He'll blow by his defender, give it up, get it back. A layup attempt, no good. Jake Gebhardt has the rebound for Southeast. Richardson up the floor, Nakari in between a Cowboy trap. He can't get it to go, but then he gets the second attempt. Back of the basket. Half a dozen points for Nakari Miracle Palmer.
Nakari's going to get a technical right here, and I think he was baited into that. by a little chirping between him and Kyson, and all Nakari did was point up at the scoreboard when they were running down the floor. So, I mean, you're going to get that technical call every time you do that. But, I mean, at this point, I think as a coach, if I was in that perspective, I'm okay with that. I mean, you didn't do nothing harmful. Yeah, you got to keep your emotions in check. But all they did was run down the floor, and he didn't say anything. He just pointed up at the scoreboard.
Speaking of coaches being okay with it, I'm sure they'll have their own conversation, but you can tell Bryson Flax isn't too upset. I think Nakari's coming out for a scheduled rest, and I'm sure they will talk about it. Caden Isaacson into the game for the first time. He will come in, and returning to the contest is Eli Sawyers.
Yeah, I think he just explained to Coach Flax what he did. He goes, all I did was point up at the scoreboard.
23-8. Catone with it. Little hesitation dribble. Caden Isaacson's going to take it away for Southeast of Saline. Off to Drew Richardson into the last minute now, the first quarter. In the corner, Jake Gebhardt to Sawyers. Attracts all the Abilene defenders. Now kicks it out for a Richardson three. That won't go. Kason Lilly gets the deflection and the rebound. He'll keep it on this offensive end for the Trojans. Out to Jake. He'll shoot a three. Nearly hit the backboard and went in. Isaacson in there fighting all the Cowboys for the rebounds, and it's going to come out of there with Grant Waite. 33 seconds left to go in the quarter. Catone has it inside to Becker. Kyson Becker's power dribble as he and Luke Gebhardt go at each other, and the foul will be called on Jake Gebhardt. That's his first.
Yeah, back to that offensive possession. There was 3 offensive rebounds, but it was 3 15-plus foot shots. You still would like to see him work the ball inside and get inside-out game going.
First free throw by Kyson Becker rips the cords. That is his first point of the night. 3 for 3 from the free throw line are the Cowboys so far. Southeast of Saline leads it 23-9. Second free throw on the way. Also rolling home. 2 points at the free throw line for Kyson Becker after Southeast of Saline's 4th team foul. Abilene still yet to be called for a foul so far in this one.
It's hard to be called for a foul when you're getting beat down the floor on a fast break, wide open dunk.
Here's Sawyers with it. His lean off the glass, and that is putting him in the 1,000-point club. 8 points for Eli Sawyers. He now has 1,001 points for Southeast of Saline in his career. There's a pass now that's stolen away by Jake Gebhardt, and that will put us at the end of the quarter. 25-10, Southeast of Saline leading by 15 at the end of one. We'll be back with second quarter action after this. You're listening and watching on live stream video, SalinaPost.com, presented by Smart Insurance to Trojan Basketball. Back here at Southeast of Saline High School, Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel. We get ready for second quarter action. 25-10 is our score. Eli Sawyers has just punched his ticket to the 1,000-point club for Southeast of Saline. He leads the way with 8 first quarter points. Nakari Morico Palmer with 6 for Southeast of Saline. 25-10, here's a takeaway by Caden Isaacson. Tough to Kason Lilly in transition. Lilly's three won't go. And the rebound taken in by Cameron Vendeska. What do you think about that first quarter, Russ?
Yeah, it was an excellent first quarter. Come out fast, start the gates quick, get the ball. You get 2 dunks. The atmosphere is great in here right now.
There's a three-pointer by Cameron Vendeska, up and good. Southeast back down on their offensive end of the floor now. 25-13. Here's Sawyers rising up, shooting and scoring. He is in double digits with 10. And I'm sure that 1,000-point mark that he blew right through is probably going to be in the rearview mirror here.
Yeah, I think it was in the rearview mirror early as Abilene's going to hit Southeast with a back door right there. Tristan Catone for the layup.
First basket of the game for Catone. He leads this team in scoring at 19.5 points a game.
Yeah, you'd like to see better rotation on the backside as you're going to get
Sawyers for 3. His first 3 of the night. He has a baker's dozen now. And now a foul on Eli Sawyers. This might be the only thing to slow Eli down tonight, as he has just picked up his second personal foul for Southeast of Saline. It's their 5th team foul. Remember back to that game opening the season for Eli against Heston. He was saddled with foul trouble pretty much all night long.
Yeah, you just mentioned earlier to me that he only scored 8 points against Heston. So that just shows the versatility of this team and how any night of the week, any one of these 5 to 7, 8 guys who play can score.
Stockton Timbrook at the line for Abilene makes his first free throw attempt here in the second quarter. He's 3 of 3 from the stripe. Now make it 4 of 4. Timbrook leading the way for Abilene. He has 7 points so far. 30-16, minute and a half into the second quarter. Don't forget here at halftime, try to hook up with Shauna Smith and talk about a Lady Trojan victory here tonight against the Abilene Cowgirls as Jake Gebhardt threw it away. He was looking down deep for Sawyers.
I think he makes one more pass to Isaacson over there, and that's a much easier pass to get in as he makes up for it right here.
Jake came in, made the steal. He'll kick it out to Kason Lilly for 3. In and out, no good. Sawyers came soaring in, trying to get the rebound. Now the ball on the floor. It ends up being a 2-on-2 break for the Cowboys, and Venduska puts it in the hole for 2.
Yeah, great job by Abilene there to get that ball picked up and get up the floor well. Not many times do you see this Southeast team outbeat down the floor on a fast break.
30-19, now Abilene back with an 11. Here's a skip pass over the top to Caden Isaacson. He traveled with the basketball. Third turnover of the game for Southeast of Saline, and a line change for the Trojans. Daniel Kerr back into the game along with Luke Gebhardt, Drake Augustine, Nakari Morikel-Palmer, and Eli Sawyers. Even though he has 2 early fouls here, will stay on the floor for the Trojans.
Yeah, you get the starters back in right now. Offensive side, a little stagnant right now. When they're set plays, they're taking a lot of threes, not really going inside out.
Venduska has it high post, guarded by Nakari. Now he'll play it to the left to Grant Waite. Here's a drive along the baseline. Keaton Hargrave stuck there. Play it back out to Waite. Waite on a no-looker out to Timbrook for 3. He splashes it home. Well, I like the Stockton Timbrook. He is a good-looking player for Abilene.
Yeah, I've watched this kid grow up, and he can stroke the ball when he gets going.
There's a hesitation dribble and a drive to the basket for Luke Gebhardt. And he is fouled. He will go to the free throw line. That three-pointer by Timbrook brought this game back within 8. Remember, at one time, Southeast of Saline led in the latter part of the first quarter by 16. So the Cowboys not going anywhere in this one. Gebhardt's free throw is up and no good.
Yeah, and an Abilene team who has turned the ball over 11 times now and still only down 8 points.
3 3-pointers so far have helped this Cowboy squad stay in it. Second free throw by Gebhardt is up, and they both miss. 30-22, opportunity once again arises here for the guys wearing orange from Abilene. To the right, Catone has it. He'll drive baseline. Sawyers over on the help. Steal by Luke Gebhardt. It's Luke and Nakari. Luke bobbled the basketball on the open floor, though, and that's going to cost Southeast points.
Yeah, and that'll be a turnover on Abilene. Turned into a turnover, so unfortunate right there to get it down. I like what I'm seeing on the defensive end by Southeast Saline. Just real long, active, just maybe a little late rotating on the backside as these back doors just keep getting open.
30-22, 5:02 left to go here second quarter. Here's Venduska. Jumper from 15 is good. Cameron Venduska coming alive with 7 points in the period.
Man, this Abilene team is shooting the ball lights out. When they're not turning it over, they're getting shots up, and a lot of them are going in right now.
Here's Gebhardt with it. Out to Nakari. Morikel-Palmer will try a 3. That's no good. Rebound, Timbrook for Abilene. He'll get it out to Grant Waite. Yeah, and we've seen Abilene score because they're actually running offense instead of turning the ball over like they did early on. Here's Waite all the way to the rack, and they're going to call a foul here, either on Gebhardt or Kerr coming over in help side defense. Will be Daniel Kerr, his second.
And once again, there was no backside rotation on the defense. Nobody in help side position. to stop Grant Waite from going all the way to the basket and drawing a foul.
Waite's free throw is up and good. He will get a second attempt here and a chance to make this a two-possession game. It's a two-possession game right now, but he can shave it to 4. Vendeska will check out. Kyson Becker back in. Second free throw is good. Grant Waite into the scoring column for the first time tonight, and it's a 4-point game.
Now a little 2-2-1 full court press by Abilene.
Gebhardt has it on the left-hand side. Luke gives it up. Now he gets it back. Sawyers has 3 Cowboys hanging around him pretty much at all times here with this defensive set thrown out by Abilene. Kerr has it on the left-hand side. Three-pointer on the way. That won't go. Nakari got a finger on the rebound, but it was just a little too high, and Abilene will take it.
And another one-and-done three-point shot.
16-5 so far here in the second quarter in favor of the Cowboys. There's a shot put up for 3. That's no good. Sawyers with it. Sawyers now splits a double team. He'll bring it to the open floor. Bounce pass to Nakari Morikel-Palmer, and he's fouled from behind. Nakari Morikel-Palmer will visit the free throw line for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, probably a good foul right there by Grant Waite. I mean, that ball was going in. It was an easy, wide-open layup. Grant came in to attempt to block, but knowing I got to get something of it so it doesn't go in.
Free throw misses by Nakari. Now Southeast of Saline, who did not shoot free throws in the first quarter at all. 0 of 3 from the free throw line here in the second period thus far.
I don't believe Abilene's missed a free throw yet.
This one crawls out as well. So here in this quarter alone, Southeast of Saline 0 of 4 at the stripe. Abilene 4 of 4 from the stripe just in the quarter. Abilene 8 of 8 for the game. 30-26, 3:35 left to go. Here's a backdoor cut. Kyson Becker missed the layup, and here comes Nakari Morikel-Palmer with the rebound. Up the right-hand side of the floor to Luke Gebhardt, now in the corner to Augustine. Augustine will attract the defense, now play it back out high to Luke Gebhardt, and Bryson Flax wants a timeout. 3:25 left to go here in the second quarter. Trojans have seen their lead shrink down to 4. 60-second timeout here on KINA. Back here at Southeast of Saline, 30-26 is our score. Trojans leading it by 4. Abilene, though, making a push. Again, Southeast of Saline's big lead was towards the probably about the 2.5-minute mark of the first quarter where they led by 16. Abilene has settled in, though, and I think we might be here for a good game now.
Yeah, if you're Southeast Saline, you got to go inside out. Way too many outside jump shots that haven't been falling, so like to see him get the ball in.
Sawyers takes a 3, and he is going to be fouled by Kyson Becker on this. So Eli Sawyers will go to the free throw line and try to make the first free throw of the game for Southeast of Saline. They have not made one yet. They are 0 for 4 all in this quarter. For Becker, that is his first foul. Only team foul number 3.
I think I'm just going to stop saying to go inside out right now. Every time I say it, they're just jacking up threes. Maybe if I stop talking about it, it'll actually happen.
Right? First free throw is good for Sawyers. Second free throw on the way, also good. Third one for the hat trick, good. Eli Sawyers, just like that, makes Southeast of Saline's free throw shooting percentage a little bit better. 16 points so far for the senior, and he has put Southeast back up by 7 3:05 left to go. Here's a clean steal by Augustine. Just took it away from Catone. Now Drake all the way to the cup. Can't get it to go. Sawyer's working on the rebound. Gets it away from Becker and off the window. He's going to score. Boy, that was pure will and desire for Eli Sawyers on that rebound. Now another near steal by Southeast of Saline as Drake Augustine has hit the nitro button.
There's something different. I don't know what it is, whether it's your back home on your own floor, but number one came to play tonight.
Yes, he did. He will check out. Remember, he has 2 fouls, so Bryson Flack's probably protecting him from that. Kaysen Lilly will check in. Have a Kyson and a Kaysen and all kinds of stuff. Got to keep it straight. 2:35 left to go. Here is an open 3 for Hargrave, and he's going to bury it. Keaton Hargrave for 3.
You want to talk about a run buster, just set up for a wide open 3. Great shot by Keaton Hargrave.
Here's Nakari Merkel Palmer inside. He'll kick it out to an open Case and Lilly. Lilly with a spin move inside. Can't get the layup to go on the finish. And a rebound down low by Stockton Timbrook. How many big rebounds has Stockton had here on defense?
He plays much bigger than what he is. Real physical player. He always has been.
2 minutes left to go. Abilene trying to put a dent in this 6-point lead before halftime. They try a spin move. Hargrave down low, and he's going to be tied up. The light in favor on the possession will go to Southeast of Saline. For Abilene now, that's their 14th turnover.
I mean, you look at the scoreboard, it's a 6-point game, and you got 14 turnovers. Wow.
Yes, sir. There's Drake Augustine, big sweeping crossover, nearly got free into the paint. Instead, he'll swing it around. Luke Gebhardt will have it. He'll dump it off to Nakari, who floats to the rim and scores. Nakari, Morikel Palmer with 8. It's an 8-point Southeast lead.
And drive and crash the boards, drive and penetrate, go inside out, and it was wide open right there.
Well, you've only forced Abilene into 3 fouls here, too. Talked about those layups early on. They were all uncontested off your defense, but when you said offense, you're right, they have been settling for jump shots. There's a foul now down low. It'll either go on Augustine or Lilly. It will send Kyson Becker back to the free throw line, and Kyson Lilly will get the foul. That is his first. Becker to the free throw line. He had 2 attempts in the first quarter. They were both successful. Kyson Becker's first attempt here is good. Might remember his older brother, Caleb Becker, one of the top scorers in Abilene basketball history when you talk about points being scored. Second one for Kyson, no good. Kyson Lilly gets the rebound. 82 seconds left to go here in the first half. 37-30, Southeast of Saline leading it by 7. They have the rock now on offense. Drew Richardson into the game. There's Lilly with it. He'll pull up baseline. Jump pass out to Richardson for 3. Splashes home. Drew Richardson's first basket of the game. He becomes the 6th Southeast of Saline player to score, and it's back to 10.
Yeah, big shot right there by Richardson. Now you got to come back on defense and play help side and close off these backdoor cuts.
40-30. Here's a deflection. Southeast of Saline takes it away with 49 seconds left to go. And now a foul will be called in the middle of the floor.
I think we're going to get a technical on Kyson Becker.
So Kyson Becker will take on his second foul. In our second technical feature of the night, we have 1 on Southeast of Saline, now 1 on Abilene. And this will send Kyson Lilly to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think the official has been watching him. We've seen him 3 or 4 times on close plays, and he got the foul called as the first free throw's no good. But this official called a foul on him at the top of the key early in the second quarter and watched him the whole way while he walked to the bench.
Lilly missed the first free throw. Second one on the way. Gets that one to go. Kyson Lilly has become the 7th Southeast of Saline player to score tonight. 41-30 now. Southeast of Saline will also keep the basketball. Augustine with it off the inbounds. He'll float to the left-hand side. Now telling Luke Gebhardt to switch his screen side. Luke screened, but then wasn't available for the pick and pop. Back over to Augustine. Augustine working right-hand side of the Trojan offense with Lilly. Clock down to 30. Gebhardt with it, ball above his head. He'll go left-hand side now to Richardson. Richardson inside to Nakari. Nakari double teamed. Will play it all the way through on the other side of the floor to Augustine. Drake gets his way into the paint. Now kicks it out for a Drew Richardson three-pointer. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, and Drake Augustine threw that with his left hand from down on the baseline, right in a bread basket to get it up.
All of a sudden now it's a 14-point Southeast of Saline lead. 44-30. Abilene hitting a draw here with 3 seconds left. Vinduska has the ball. It's going to be tipped, go out of bounds, and that's the half. Good stand defensively by the Trojans of Southeast of Saline, and they went on a 10-0 run to end the half, leading now 44-30 as we hit intermission. When we come back at halftime, we'll talk to Shauna Smith about a Lady Trojan victory from earlier on. We'll also go over scoring from the first half and check in on some scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. It comes after this 60-second timeout. 44-30. We are on the halftime report, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Back here at halftime, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. 44-30 is our score, and a big finish there to that first half. Russ for the Southeast of Saline Trojans. We saw the Abilene Cowboys just kind of chip away at that lead, 25-10, and they did a good job coming back and making this a 14-point lead once again here at the break. We'll go over scoring after we talk to Shauna Smith here about a Lady Trojan victory that came early on. 4-0 now the count for the Lady Trojans here early on, with Hillsboro sitting on the doorstep. And you get this victory, Coach, 49-30. This one was not pretty, especially in the first half. Just talk about the first two quarters in general and how that you were able to respond. And it seemed a little bit like you kind of got brought into the game that they were trying to play, but then recovered nicely, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think the first half, though, we just didn't. The buckets weren't going in for us.
Yeah.
And honestly, the shots were like almost too easy. And so we were taking the first look instead of maybe being a little more patient. And so that's what we kind of talked about the second half, is kind of being a little more patient. And, things are going to be open, but this time we rotate to get the ball like kind of reversed around them, they're going to be wide open. And some things kind of went that way. So some buckets just didn't go our way the first half.
Your defensive pressure was pretty good all night long. You forced them into 24 turnovers. They did clean it up later on in the fourth quarter, but you were able to get a lot of turnovers and transition opportunities. And I'm sure one of the conversations, or at least one of the thoughts, I don't know how much you actually talk about this, but missing layups at the rim and missing some of those opportunities to make a productive transition from defense to offense.
Yeah, we said that first half too. We missed those bunnies at the basket. But, they had some height in there too. But, we talked about that getting out tonight was in just a little bit of ball pressure. Plus, they had some bigs inside that we had to have more ball pressure, so it wasn't so easy to get into them. And I thought we did a fantastic job of that tonight.
Your third quarter was once again a big quarter for you. We've seen this team repeatedly, time and time again, it seems like, especially over the last 3 seasons, come out of the locker room and just at times clamp down and not even let the other team score. Your third quarter tonight was a 21-8 third quarter. What worked for you most in that third period?
Well, I thought we were more patient on offense, and we kind of said we didn't just settle for that first shot, that first look. And then, like I said, we we knew we could go baseline whenever we wanted, but we were going so early, down in the first half. So I thought we did a better job of that. And then things just kind of opened up. Like I said, we hit some threes. It kind of got us open, and we got that kind of wore them down too. We kind of did some full court a little bit more.
If there's a second half hustle award for the first 4 games of the season, your freshman, Abigail Pearson, I think, earned that tonight in the third and fourth quarters. I just remember watching her as a blur. It didn't matter where the rebounds were coming off, defensively or offensively. She was there to at least give it a contest for that rebound. I thought her hustle tonight was really important for you.
Yeah, you never have to ask her to hustle.
Yeah.
She's always going to get on the floor. But honestly, we were just talking about that. We just came from our JV game, and that's one thing right now. Like, I think it's instilled in my kids, and the freshmen. That's one thing is that I shouldn't have to ask you to get on the floor. And that same thing with them happened in that JV game, and it happened in the varsity tonight. It's just, I love watching the kids just get on the floor and not having to ask them to it. And I always tell them that's what sets tempos to the games. And I thought that's things we won. I would say almost all the loose balls tonight, those balls that were loose, or we made them into jump balls.
I want you to talk to me a little bit about Reagan Getz, your senior. We've seen her and her game just kind of progressively develop and get wider and stronger. Her ability to go to the basket has always been very important. Now she's hitting jump shots from beyond the perimeter. She has a new career high tonight with 18. Just talk about her game and the way she was able to score.
Well, Reagan, tonight she saw that her eyes lit up when that baseline was going to be open. Because she knew she'd get the basket anytime we want, and that's kind of what we told the kids all night, is that any one of you guys can get to the basket, because the girls are very good off the dribble. But Reagan did a great job tonight getting there and seeing the openings.
I think ladies basketball is a little different than guys in the fact that if you have somebody that is able to go to the rim and really get to the backboard like that from the outside, that doesn't come around very often, and she can really be an asset to you, can't she, doing that?
Yeah, because, we can move her inside or out, and that's kind of, last year she played maybe a little bit more on the inside, and this year we have the opportunity to move her more to the outside, which is nice, playing her that way, and she likes that better, too, as the guard. But, yeah, Reagan did a good job tonight because, said she was kind of the only one that right now was really kind of scoring for us and getting us going.
Yeah. You got a big game coming up, and I say that figuratively because Hillsboro is big. They are the defending champions in volleyball in Class 2A. They're athletic, they're tall. What do you know about Hillsboro and the challenges they will have for you on Thursday?
Well, we've already started kind of watching some film on them. They have two really good players, and the other kids are pretty good role players. We got to, make those two earn their baskets and take care of the ball. We're 8 deep. We have kids that come off the bench that can score for us. We don't just have that one kid or one or two kids that score, but we can't let them beat us off the dribble.
Big night for you on Thursday. Enjoy this one. We will talk to you in Hillsboro in 2 days.
Thank you.
Shauna Smith, head coach of the Southeast of Saline ladies. They get a victory tonight. They're 4-0 on the season. 49-30 now, the final score of Southeast of Saline and Abilene here tonight. At halftime of the boys contest, it is 44-30. Our count, Southeast of Saline leading Abilene. We'll come back, brush up on that scoring from the first half after this 2-minute timeout. Back with more Trojan halftime after this. Back here at halftime, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Trojans leading the Cowboys 44-30 is our score at halftime. Let's take a check of scoring, brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank where the Trojans bank, and it's in beautiful downtown Gypsum at Citizen State Bank. Eli Sawyers has entered the 1,000-point club. He is in there along with Easton Montgomery, Bryson Flax, and Jackson Montgomery. Now it's Eli Sawyers. He has 18 points in the first half. 10 points for Nakari Morical-Palmer, 6 points for Drew Richardson on a couple of threes, 4 points for Drake Augustine, 3 points for Daniel Kerr, 2 points for Luke Gebhardt, and a free throw for Kason Lilly. For the Abilene Cowboys, they're being led by Stockton Timbrook. He's the only Cowboy in double digits with 10. Cameron Vinduska has 7, 4 points for Kyson Becker, 3 points for Keaton Hargrave, and also Zach Miller, 2 points for Tristan Catone, and 2 points for Grant Waite. Southeast of Saline, 4 of 9 from the free throw line so far in this game. Abilene Cowboys have not missed a free throw in this game. They are 10 of 10.
Well, Kyson Becker missed one on his 2 attempts. He went 1 for 2.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Thank you very much. So that puts them 10 of 11 in this contest.
That's really keeping them in this game, Devin, is that free throw differential.
What do you think here as we start second half? Big runs by Southeast, of course, to start the game. Abilene had a big run, came from being down by 16 to only be down by 4, and then Southeast goes on a run to finish the half. Now they lead it by 14.
Push the ball, get it up the court quick, and shoot layups.
Here's a turnaround over Luke Gebhardt for Grant Waite. That's his first field goal of the night. He has 2 points from the free throw line, 44-32.
That was a great move by Grant Waite down there on the low block.
And now Southeast will turn it over. A little bit of an unforced turnover here. It's just their 5th turnover of the game. But Abilene will get it back now, 30 seconds in, trailing by 12. Starters on the floor for Southeast of Saline. Also starters on the floor for Abilene as we start this one. Here's a deflection now and a steal coming away for Southeast. Nakari Morical-Palmer can finger roll. How many times have we seen that, though, in this game? A deflection first that leads to the turnover for Southeast defense.
Yeah, just playing real long out front. The guards playing extremely big and deflecting of just about every pass that tries to go in.
Southeast running man-to-man defense here. Abilene in a 1-4 high with most everybody starting out above the free throw line. Here is Timbrook driving on Sawyers, wants to go at him and goes up and scores. Sawyers a little bit handcuffed there on that defensive effort. He had 2 fouls early on, still playing with those fouls.
Yeah, you don't want to pick up a third one right there. Good move by Stockton Timbrook down low nonetheless.
He has a dozen for the Cowboys, 46-34. Here's Nakari into the paint. He'll play it out to Daniel Kerr. One dribble to his right. Southpaw jumper up, no good. Sawyers inside, cleans it up and gets the and one. 20 points for Eli Sawyers. He has another one waiting on him here at the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think that foul's going to go on Stockton Timbrook, but Eli Sawyers, you got to get a body on him, but he does a great job of avoiding contact to go get the ball and just quick go right back up with it.
48-34, free throw splashes home. Sawyers has 3 points here to begin this third quarter. Here's a steal by Luke Gebhardt. 2-on-2 break, now make it a 3-on-2. Gebhardt's layup is good. 51-34.
Yeah, it's that long defense out front creating these turnovers. Drake Augustine, Luke Gebhardt, Daniel Kerr doing a phenomenal job up top.
Here's a pass inside. Vinduska has it. He's going to go over the top of Nakari Morical-Palmer and score. 9 points for Cameron Vinduska. 51-36. Here's a lob to the backside of the rim. Nakari goes up and puts it in. It wasn't a flush, but it was higher degree difficulty as that pass wasn't perfect on the mark. Nakari still able to rise up and drop it home as he was floating behind the backboard.
Yeah, and if Cameron Vinduska doesn't get on that one just quick enough, he might be on the front of a poster right there.
53-36. Southeast of Saline with another steal. Here's Gebhardt. Plays it off to Nakari all the way through, and his layup is good. Tristan Catone might have stopped showtime there. Nakari was 6 as he sprints out here in the third quarter. Back to a 19-point game.
And you talked about a game of runs. Southeast of Saline just doing a phenomenal job on defense, turning it in as they're going to get another turnover right there. on the collapsing defense of Southeast.
Yeah, ring the bell on the help side defense by Daniel Kerr. You talked about the rotation being a tick slow in that first half. Danny was there ready to take the charge. Medeska tapped the brakes and didn't have anywhere to go with it, and he is going to commit the 4th turnover for Abilene here in this half. Abilene total has 19 turnovers here in this game against Southeast of Saline's pressure defense.
And those turnovers starting to catch up and show on the scoreboard now.
It's a 19-point advantage for the Trojans. They try to go to the short corner. Augustine looking for Nakari Morkel-Palmer, and that'll be knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast of Saline, who will inbound underneath their own basket. Drake Augustine will do the honors here for the Trojans. He'll play to Sawyers, who popped wide open. Sawyers' jump shot won't go. Augustine almost had the rebound, but it went over his head, and now Sawyers will take it back. One-on-one at the rim. Sawyers with a dunk, and he can't get it to go. A little too strong, and the ball bounces out to the Southeast of Saline student body, and the ball back to Abilene. 4:28 left to go in the third.
I think the fans appreciated that missed dunk. Eli had a little fun with him, clapped back with him.
I don't know that I've ever seen a crowd cheer because you miss a dunk. Doesn't everybody want to see dunks?
I do.
There's another steal by Sawyers, and look out. He's going to go down the lane and clap that one home. Two-hand jam by Eli Sawyers on yet another turnover for Abilene. Back to a 21-point game.
Yeah, I don't know what points off turnovers are right now, but it's got to be close to all 57 points.
Timbrook went up for a shot in the paint. Nearly had it taken away. Now a shot misses for Catone. Here's a run out for Southeast, and Drake Augustine missed his layup, but he left it off for guess who? Eli Sawyers. 7 in the quarter for Sawyers. Has 25 for the game so far. Here's a really nice pass by Catone. He left it off for Kyson Becker. And finally, Abilene gets 2-pointers to stop this run. It inflated to a 23-point Southeast of Saline lead, and now Abilene will take a 30-second timeout. 3:38 left to go here in the third. And again, another big run here by Southeast of Saline to start the third quarter, Russ.
And timing exactly like it was last week against Beloit. That huge third quarter. Remember last week that game was a 1-point game at halftime. Southeast Saline goes 24-4 run in that third quarter, outscoring them 20 points. And that's exactly what they're doing tonight.
Final score from Hutchinson. The Salthawks beat the Salina South Lady Cougars 44-28 as we check the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. If you missed it earlier, the Southeast Lady Trojans defended their home floor. They moved to 4-0, 49-30 over the Abilene Cowgirls. Also at halftime of the boys contest, Wamego and Chapman. Wamego Red Raiders leading the Irish at halftime. Again, that's the boys contest 27-16. Here's Kason Lilly, got caught in a bad spot. He's going to travel for Southeast of Saline's second turnover of the half.
Yeah, and Abilene came out in a little, almost like a modified 1-2-2 half-court trap right there that I don't know if Southeast was expecting that out of the timeout.
Here's Abilene now on their offensive end. A step-back three-pointer by Grant Waite, and that is good. His second field goal of the second half. Sawyers with it. 3 minutes left to play here in the third. It's 59-41. There's a three-pointer by Kason Lilly, no good, but Luke Gebhardt in there to put it back in the cup. Another trend I'm seeing here, especially in this third quarter, second chance points for Southeast off missed jumpers.
Yeah, and they're big, and Abilene switched to almost an extended 3-2 zone in that possession, and that just leaves you outnumbered on the baseline when the shot goes up.
Here's Miller taking a backdoor cut. Hargrave got him the basketball. Now back to Hargrave. He'll drive, have it blocked and taken away. Here comes Sawyers. It's a 3-on-2 break now as Kason Lilly fills the lane on the right-hand side, but that doesn't matter. Sawyers finds just enough of the basket to put it up and in.
Yeah, he touched the top edge of the glass with just the ever so slight kiss to get that one to fall in.
63-41. Near steal by Nakari. Timbrook pulls up. He'll take the basket. Sawyer's there to block it. Timbrook got it back off the deflection. Now to Kyson Becker along the baseline. He'll take a step now, looking for somewhere to go. In trouble. He'll play it back out. Timbrook will fire the three, and that one goes home. 15 for Stockton Timbrook. 63-44. 1:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Here's a lead for Luke Gebhardt off to Eli Sawyers for 2.
Yeah, you attack the short corner of a 3-2 zone and have the high post roll down the middle of the lane. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be open.
90 seconds left to play here. 65-44, Southeast of Saline leading it. Here's another deflection and another steal for Southeast. Luke Gebhardt has it, left-hand side, Nakari. He wants to drive to the paint. He'll kick it out, Case and Lilly for 3. That one's going to take a bounce, not go home. I think Gebhardt might have gotten in the way there of Sawyers or vice versa, and they were unable to stick that one back home. Down to a minute left to play.
Yeah, that's a good shot right there, wide open on a kick, just unable to get it to fall.
65-44, under a minute left to play. Here's Hargrave with a 3. That's no good for Abilene. And Nakari Morkel-Palmer cleans it up once again for Southeast of Saline. Drew Richardson has the ball in his hands now. He, along with Lilly and Luke Gebhardt, spacing the floor here up above the three-point line. Lilly has it on the left. Southeast, very rarely do they take this much time on the clock to end the quarter and play for one last shot, but it looks like they are doing so here. And now a foul will be called on Grant Waite, his second. Just the second foul called on either squad here in this third period.
Yeah, good discipline right there by Southeast of Saline. You know, up on the top, Drew Richardson taking care of the ball. You know, they're obviously playing for the last shot here.
Luke Gebhardt has it now. Over left to Case and Lilly. Lilly wants to drive, and he'll get to the cup. That one crawls up. Boy, Cason's having a tough shooting night. He had a good night against against Beloit on Friday with 12 points. Just can't seem to find the cup here tonight. Now a steal by Drew Richardson. Another Abilene turnover. Clock down to 3. Up the floor, Caden Isaacson off the board, and it won't go in, and that will bring us to 65-44. Southeast of Saline outscores Abilene 21-14 in the third. Fourth and final quarter coming up. After this, it's Trojan basketball on KINA. Take a check of your Bennington State Bank scoreboard with some Mustang flavor. The Salina Central Mustang women tonight. They beat Goddard in town 38-29. Right now the men on the Mustang side leading Goddard 33-18. Those scores both at final guys score at halftime. Three-pointer, Drake Augustine.
Yeah, another good-looking pass. Skip pass, wide open, Drake Augustine finish.
7 points for Augustine. Here's Timbrook with an answer. Stockton Timbrook with 18 on the night. That is his season high. Here's Case and Lilly with a runner. He will get one of those a game. Even though he's had a tough shooting night tonight, he will still enter the runner column. Back to a 23-point advantage for Southeast. Grant Waite for 3.
Threes are flying high and early in this fourth quarter.
70-50. Drew Richardson along the baseline. He'll play it back out to Lilly in three-point land. Now back to Richardson. His three-pointer on the way. Rattles out no good. And ball on the floor now. Drake Augustine picks it up and feeds Jake Gebhardt. Jake Gebhardt in the scoring column for the first time tonight. He becomes the 8th Southeast of Saline player to score. Now a foul in transition that'll be called against Drew Richardson.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You know, down there on the Abilene gets a rebound and they bring it down. I don't want to say down to the little guys, but that's the explanation everybody uses. You get it down into the hands that can just swat it around. You play down to the level, and that's exactly what happened for Southeast right there.
72-50, 70 points, a bit of rarity. That's kind of the magic watermark, if you will, in high school basketball. As far as being a ton of points scored, you're only playing 16-minute halves, keep in mind. Here's Hargrave, nice little jump cut inside as he's able to score. Keaton Hargrave with his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, good-looking move right there by Keaton Hargrave.
Now a turnover. Vinduska might have poked it away, and it's going to end up in a runaway layup here for Cameron Vinduska, who now enters double digits with 11. 72-54, 6:05 left to go in this one. Kason Lilly drives baseline on the right-hand side of the Trojan offense. Now gets it into the paint, plays it out to Drew Richardson. 5:54 left to play in this one. And a steal by Grant Waite. It'll end up in a missed layup for Tristan Catone. Waite got the rebound, and now Southeast of Saline as a team back on defense. He'll pitch it out, Hargrave. Thought about a three, now he'll drive in, short corner baseline, has a block by Jake Gebhardt, and taken away. Here's the carom now, landing with Drew Richardson. Good defensive stand there by Jake.
Yeah, maybe on the offensive side here, you look for somebody to kind of take control of this game.
Augustine with it, he'll play it out to Caden Isaacson. Isaacson now returns the favor. A little bit of a different lineup out there for Southeast right now with Richardson, Lilly, Jake Gebhardt, Isaacson, and Augustine. Loose ball here, Isaacson picks it up. Plays it to Kason Lilly. Now Kason on another runner, gets this one to go, and a foul called. Kason Lilly has 5 points. He has a chance to step to the line and make it 6.
Yeah, it's that one every game. Run, Lilly, run. Right up the middle with the finger roll once again.
Absolutely. 74 points now for Southeast of Saline. Kason Lilly's free throw on the way, and that's good. He is 2 of 3 from the stripe tonight.
And I think we'll go back to when this game finally gets over, regardless of the outcome, is the third quarter. The third quarter that Southeast of Saline had to break this one open.
Stockton Timbrook back in the game for Abilene. He'll play it off to Cameron Vinduska. Now underneath to Grant Waite. His shot is up, no good. Rebound being tipped around. Drake Augustine will control it for Southeast. 2-on-2 break. Augustine all the way to the cup. Gets enough of the glass where it goes in. Drake Augustine has 9 and a timeout called by Bryson Flax. It's a full timeout with 4:31 left to go in this one. 77-54. Trojans lead it in a 60-second timeout on KINA. Back here at Southeast of Saline, 77-54 is our score. Trojans leading the Cowboys of Abilene. We still got a ways to go here. 4:20 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Abilene has the basketball. Here's Catone driving, pitching out, throwing it away.
Yeah, yet another turnover for this Abilene team. 25 turnovers now for the game.
Yeah. Bryson Flax loves to talk about individual defensive efforts. I think there's a pretty good defensive effort tonight, and again, it's Drake Augustine for the most part. There's been other guys as a loose ball still in question here. And Caden Isaacson comes up with it. Imagine that. Caden all the way to the cup. He'll play it out now to Kason Lilly. Lilly on a runner, leaves that one short. Catone ends up with it.
Yeah, and that's going to go down as another turnover down here. That play down there in the corner, kind of bounced around a few times as Grant Waite tries a deep three and then unable to get it.
There's Venduska inside, tore it away, and it's going to be a foul earlier before he was able to do that. What I was going to refer to here, Russ, is the individual effort of Drake Augustine, but also there were some other guys on Tristan Catone. He came in for Abilene this year, averaging 19.5 points per game. So far here in this game, he has 2 points. He scored those in the second quarter.
Yeah, and he just went to the bench right there. So you're right. This whole defensive effort by Southeast of Saline has been incredible tonight.
3:29 left to go. Here's Daniel Kerr into the game along with Eli Sawyers, who commits a foul, and a basket that is put up and in by Tyler Holloway. Holloway gets the basket and will have a chance to add a free throw onto it. For Sawyers, that is his third foul. Remember, about 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Sawyers got a second foul. Now he just picks up his third.
Yeah, and a great job playing with 2 fouls. But you talk about Tyler Holloway, a good-looking 6'4" sophomore that I think when he gets a little more experience and kind of plays into his body, he is a big, big young man out there.
3 points for him off the bench on that and-one situation after the third foul on Eli Sawyers. Nobody in jeopardy of putting each other in the bonus at this point. Each team has just 3 team fouls. Sawyers with it now, three-point line. He'll curl around, play it to Nakari Morkel-Palmer, now to Caden Isaacson. Caden between the legs and tried to go baseline, and there's Tyler Holloway to collect the charge.
Yeah, and that's a whole lot of wrecking ball to take on, and Caden Isaacson down there, I don't think he's going to back down from anybody.
Yeah, Holloway, probably the only one that can do it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
77-57, still a 20-point Southeast of Saline lead, 3 minutes left to go. With the basketball, Holloway has it. Top of the circle, now he'll play it out to Tim Brooks, standing free throw line extended on the right-hand side in three-point land. Now some dribbling here by Tim Brook, and he'll go back to Holloway. Holloway still being guarded by Isaacson, and now a bump foul here will be called against Caden Isaacson, his second.
That's okay. That's a good foul right there. I like the effort Isaacson's given up there. Good ball pressure, you know, getting his arms out and doing everything he needs to do.
2 guys down low here. Becker and Holloway pretty much occupying the same spot. Poor spacing by Abilene's offense. Now Miller has it, and he'll throw it into the backcourt. Nakari not giving up on it, though, and Abilene will have it, and they'll give it up on the over and back. Another turnover here by the Cowboys.
Another good defensive stand. Like you said, Abilene's offense kind of stagnant right there. Had guys standing in the same spot, and when you got guys standing in the same spot and Eli Sawyers is standing in there, he can almost guard 2 people at the same time.
Lob pass over the top of the defense. Abilene switching into a 3-2 zone right here with 2:19 left to go. Isaacson will let a three-pointer fly. That one off the front edge of the rim, and the rebound up over everybody. Might have gone off Luke Gebhard before it went out of bounds. Nonetheless, it will go to the Abilene Cowboys as Aiden Taylor has checked into the game for Grant Waite. Abilene has their work cut out for them coming up. Things will continue to be on the road as this is the middle of a 3-game road swing for the Cowboys. They will go to Concordia on Friday night for an NCKL battle. Here's a steal by Daniel Kerr up ahead to Eli Sawyers. And Eli tried to put some mustard on that dunk as he went up, brought it down around his knees, and then went back up and tried to slam it home. And that one came out, but Southeast of Saline retains possession here on offense. 1:43 left to go. Backdoor cut. Here's Caden Isaacson. Got one blocked, but he will visit the free throw line, and a chance for Caden Isaacson to get in the scoring column with 2 free throws.
As Bryson kind of looks at Eli and shakes his head like, all right, man, you've tried 2 of them now and they haven't went down yet.
Isaacson's free throw, no good. He will get a second. Levi Allen checking into the game here for Southeast of Saline. Connor Castleman coming in. Kirby Davis coming in for Southeast of Saline as well. Sam Whitehair entering the contest for the first time for Abilene. He will replace Stockton Timbrook. Good game by Timbrook.
Yeah, great game by Stockton. Shot the ball extremely well, played tough defense, was undersized on the defensive end guarding Eli Sawyers, but I think all in all did a pretty good job.
Stockton will lead Abilene in scoring tonight with 18 as he goes to the bench, assumingly for the final time. Caden Isaacson committed the foul on the free throw. Actually, no, they're going to say that was Connor Castleman.
Got to get your name in the book somehow.
Yeah. Britton leads into the contest here for Southeast. 77-57. Aiden Taylor with it. Little pump fake move there for Tyler Holloway, and he was fouled. Holloway will go back to the free throw stripe here for the Cowboys. 1:21 to go. Southeast of Saline leading by 20. Holloway steps to the free throw line. He has 3 points here in this quarter. His second free throw misses off to the left. He's now 1 of 2. Stay with us in post game. We'll have a conversation with Bryson Flax. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game and go over final scoring for you on the Commercial Tire Center's post game report. Holloway's second free throw splashes home. 2 of 3 from the free throw line. 4 points here in this quarter for Tyler Holloway. 75 seconds left to play here at the Purple Palace on the campus of Southeast of Saline. This will be the last home game before Santa visits here for Southeast of Saline. They have 2 road games coming up, one on Thursday at Hillsboro and also in town against Sacred Heart in Salina on Monday, December 19th. So it's almost like before the holidays, you get to go call on all your neighbors. You go down the road a little bit, you take care of Abilene. Go down the road a little bit, you get to visit Hillsboro. Then you go back down the road a little bit, you take care of Sacred Heart. Then everybody gets the break.
Yeah, then you get some much needed time off after this early season test for this Southeast Saline team.
Then the miles start coming.
Yeah, then the seat time kicks in.
And that's why we talked Friday night, Russ, about that Beloit trip being so important for both the guys and girls for Southeast. That is one of your longer mileage trips, and to go there and get a win and get that road trip out of the way before the holiday break, that way when you come around and you play them in early February, it's right here at home.
Yeah, it was a lopsided victory, but Beloit is a tough place to play. That game was a 1-point game at halftime of that boys contest, and that's what started the third quarter spurt, just like it did tonight. So, yes, it is huge to get them out of the way. And, yeah, you have a road game to Hillsboro. It's going to be tough as Tyler Holloway misses the first free throw. But that Sacred Heart, you're probably going to have just as many fans there as it's only about 10 miles down the road in town.
That gym will be packed, no doubt about it. Holloway makes 1 of 2 free throws. That Hillsboro game on the guys' side, that'll be interesting on Thursday. It's a team that was preseason ranked number 1. They're the defending state champions in Class 2A. They got off to a little bit of a rough start, though. They got just housed by an early opponent on their schedule by like 30 points.
Yeah.
Then came back around the next game and defeated number 1 Mounderidge in a tournament in Class 2A. So who knows what to expect. I know they still have Brecken Ratzliff, who is one of the best guards in the state of Kansas,
yes,
all classes. He is a stud.
Yeah,
so we'll get to see him Thursday. Closing seconds here. Southeast of Saline's going to win it. They dispatch of Abilene 77-59 in this matchup of 2 state-ranked schools. Abilene now has suffered 2 losses in a row. They move to 2-2, while Southeast of Saline protects their home floor, and they move to 4-0 on the season. When we come back, it's the postgame report brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. We will have scoring for you. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game and a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax. It's all coming up after this 2-minute timeout. Postgame starts now, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. Season here on their home floor. The Southeast of Saline Trojans have only lost 7 games, and they remain perfect here in the 2022 portion of their season, and they finish out without a loss here in this year. They will not come back home until we turn the calendar to 2023. Tonight, it was a 77-59 victory over the Abilene Cowboys. Southeast of Saline moves to 4-0 on the season. They hold on to their number 1 spot in Class 3A, while Abilene drops their second game in a row. They now move to 2-2. Scoring brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank where the Trojans bank. It's in beautiful downtown Gypsum at Citizens State Bank. Leading all scorers tonight and entering his name in the 1,000-point club, it's Eli Sawyers. He had 29 points. He did all that lifting in the first 3 quarters of the game. At 18 at halftime, 11 points in the third. Did not score in the fourth quarter. 29 points tonight for Eli Sawyers. Congratulations to him, surpassing the 1,000-point mark. 16 points tonight for Nakari Miracle Palmer, half a dozen all for Drew Richardson, Kaysen Lilly, and Luke Gebhardt. 3 points tonight for Daniel Kerr, 2 points for Jake Gebhardt. A total of 8 Southeast of Saline players entered the scoring column. For the Abilene Cowboys tonight, 18 points for Stockton Timbrook, 11 points tonight off the bench for Cameron Vindeska. Actually, he started in place of Kyson Becker in this game, so Cameron Vindeska with 11 points, 10 points for Grant Waite, 5 points tonight for Tyler Holloway off the bench, 5 points for Keaton Hargrave, 6 points for Kyson Becker, and 2 points for Tristan Catone. That's Abilene's leading scorer. I can't wait to ask Bryson Flax about that. Free throw shooting, 6 out of 13 for the Southeast of Saline Trojans, 14 out of 17 for the Abilene Cowboys. Turnovers really where this game was decided, Russ. When you look at how Southeast was able to score, it was outrunning, and it was off of 28 Abilene turnovers, while Southeast of Saline only had 9.
Yeah, when you win the turnover battle by that margin and you get out and shoot layups, I mean, those were layups off of turnovers. Excuse me, there was a few dunks thrown in there too, but the defensive effort tonight from the tip to the final whistle was just exceptional. We saw them stagger kind of in the first half last week against Beloit. Clearly the better team, but when you don't play well, you're only a 1-point game. Tonight, totally different story. A great job by this defense, and I think this one's pretty easy. I'll let you pick this one. I got the Vernon Jewelers gem of the game last week. I think it's pretty easy this week.
It is.
But I'll let you take this one.
It is. It's the defensive effort tonight for Southeast of Saline. If you want to look at offensive effort, Eli Sawyers, as we said early on in this game, he was on a different level. He helped Southeast of Saline get out to a 21-5 lead in the first quarter. Southeast scores 25 points in the first quarter. They lead 25-10 in the intermission between first and second quarters. And Eli Sawyers tonight paced the way. 8 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the second quarter, 11 points in the third quarter, and he ends up with 29 points. That's 2 points off of his career high, which he had against Smoky Valley 1 year ago. And he helped his team to a 77-59 victory. Eli Sawyers tonight, our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game. 20% off store-wide at Vernon Jewelers. Make sure you get your Christmas shopping wrapped up here soon in downtown Salina at Vernon Jewelers. Bryson Flax joins us now here on Post Game. His interview brought to you by Frisbee Construction. And boy, Coach, you guys come out of the locker room, and when you hit the floor, you hit the floor running. It started off the first tip. You were able to score 21-5 was a lead one time you had it in the first quarter. You scored 25 points in the opening period, lead 25-10, and your start and your defensive ferocity in this game to start was pretty good.
Yeah, we were pretty good right off the jump, and the guys were really excited to get out there and play this one. And you know, there was a little chippiness, you know, as it should be in this type of environment, in this type of game. So I was really happy with our guys for starting off hot. Went to the bench, didn't really change. It was the same. Defensively, we were really good, and you know, that's key.
You told me in our pregame interview this Abilene team can flat out shoot the ball from the outside. You didn't give them a chance to do that early on. However, in the second quarter, they managed the turnovers a little bit better. They were able to run offense. They were able to get some shots up. And you're right, they were pretty good shooting the basketball, and they actually pulled this back to within a 4-point game. But then you were able to go on a run to close out the half, and you took a 14-point lead into the locker room. What changed there in just those moments of them pulling back within 4 and then you guys pulling away to go to the locker room?
Well, we were taking some chances out front and putting ourselves behind, you know, on the back end. So we were chasing really, and whenever you do that, whenever you take yourself out of a position to guard, obviously it creates some sort of advantage, and they were doing a great job finding it and then converting on it. Once we cleaned that up a little bit, I thought it went much better for the most part, but we stuck. Our game plan was to stick to Catone, and I think that he was gassed. We had him.
We can sit here and talk about offense all we want, as you guys flirted with 80 points tonight, but I think a lot of that came from your defense. And I also want to talk about the defensive effort here on their leading scorer, Tristan Catone. You called him number 12 during pregame. He came in averaging 19.5 points per game. You guys hold him to 2. Talk about the defense there.
Yeah, and he got that backdoor cut, but Drake started with Drake. He kind of set the tone early, and then but everybody understood his capabilities. And if they were to get switched off of him, the way we play, everybody's going to have a chance to guard him. That we could not forget our assignments, And so no matter if it was Luke, Case, and any of those guys that were guarding him, we did a fantastic job sticking to him. And when you have a player of that caliber that can shoot and space the floor a little bit, there's times where it's hard to stay with him, because he moves a lot, but. He was gassed and he wasn't moving as fast, and it's obviously a credit to Drake first and foremost, and then the rest of the team.
You have some company now in the 1,000-point club. We have to talk about this because at Southeast of Saline, this is pretty elite company. You and a couple of Montgomery boys are in the 1,000-point club. Now you have Eli Sawyers in there as well. He needed 7 points to enter that club tonight. He took care of that early on in the first quarter, had 8 first-quarter points. Finishes 2 points off his career high with 29. Just talk about the way he played tonight. Russ and I talked about it several times during the game. It just seemed like he was on a different level tonight as far as intensity.
Yeah, there were about 4 or 5 times that I looked over to Trent and I just said, he's hooping. My goodness gracious, he was hitting some tough shots and he's very capable. I thought early on the first 3 games he's been pressing a little bit, trying to make it happen instead of letting it happen. And this evening, it didn't matter if he was letting it happen or making it happen. He was getting done, And obviously, when you have a player of that caliber, it makes my job a lot easier. And you can throw multiple other guys into that conversation. But that is a heck of an accomplishment. Obviously, in the 58, 59, whatever seasons that Southeast basketball has been around, to only have now 4 guys. You're right, that's elite company, and obviously we're happy to have him there.
It's a big slice to do, but is he going to catch his coach?
I hope so.
I know you do.
He's going to be I think he'll go into that 3rd spot, and I'm hoping he jumps to the 2nd spot first, unless he keeps this pace. Is going to be a little hard to catch, but he's been doing a great job, and like I just told him in the locker room, I'm happy for him. I think everybody's happy for him, but he has to understand that he doesn't get 1,000 points without these dudes standing next to him, and don't take their teamwork for granted because they all play so well together.
Another challenge met. Congratulations on the win. You get a big victory here against the Abilene Cowboys. We will wait and talk about Hillsboro on Thursday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys tonight, 77-59, a big win over the Abilene Cowboys. And we've talked about it, Russ, almost continuously. 3 teams out of the 6 opponents for Southeast before the holiday break ranked in the state. This is number 2, along with Heston now, that has gone down for Southeast of Saline. The 3rd remains on Thursday this week in Hillsboro.
Yeah, and you want to talk about to test your team. Now, when the schedule came out and you and I looked at it, it was shocking that what the amount of quality of teams before the holiday break was. Usually you don't see that. You get a couple, out-of-conference games or out-of-league games, maybe an early season tournament. Southeast really doesn't participate in that. But, to come out and beat Heston, who is the coaches or whoever had them ranked higher than Southeast of Saline. They were number 1. Southeast was number 2. You go down and take care of that. You go to Beloit, no slouch. You take care of Abilene, who obviously is always ranked in the top 10 in Class 4A. I mean, you test early, and I'm telling you, this defense is something to watch.
It's a fun night here. It's the last home games of the 22 portion of the season. We will be in Hillsboro on Thursday after 2 victories for Southeast of Saline. On the girls' side, 49-30, a new career high for Reagan Getz. 18 points for her as the Vernon Jewelers gem of the game. On the guys' side, it was Southeast of Saline 77-59 over the Abilene Cowboys. 29 points for Eli Sawyers. He did that in 3 quarters, now part of the Southeast of Saline 1,000-point club. We'll do it all again. A quick turnaround. Games in Marion County against Hillsboro on Thursday. Pregame starts at 5:45. It's a 6 o'clock tip. We'll have girls, then guys action against the Hillsboro Trojans, and it comes your way on Thursday. Live stream video on Thursday on SalinaPost.com. Thanks to Brian Dennett, also doing work tonight. Also Russ Kossel, Sam Pretty back at Studio Central. Things didn't go as we envisioned when we walked into the gym tonight. Had a little bit of problem with the equipment. We'll try to get that resolved, though, before we hit the road on Thursday to play Hillsboro. Appreciate everybody's hard work in making this happen for a clean Southeast of Saline Trojan sweep. Enjoy your Wednesday and your Thursday. We'll talk to you Thursday evening from Hillsboro right here on KINA.